Hey, welcome back to the Instagram podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, bud. How are you?
Yeah, how are you? How are you,
I'm
bud?
doing great. So welcome back to the Instagram podcast. I'm your host, Trip, and with me is my co-host, Juan.
The fuck
hey,
was
Juan,
that?
how's it going?
What was that?
Sometimes you just gotta see how it feels. Now you guys know both sides of the fucking quarter coin thing.
I don't know what to do here.
Both
Fuck
of us
you.
feel uncomfortable because we're talking about the Crunchyroll Awards, which had a lot of like cringe in it, and it's fun. You like that now? You like how I made it work?
Funny.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
good.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I was like,
Yeah, man.
This guy wants to die tonight.
Well, because it's like that unnatural chemistry, but we'll get in, we'll get into that a little bit later, I guess.
That's true.
But yeah, man, I'm good. Things are good. Just being a busy boy, playing so many games. I'm just a big gamer now, you know, going hard on video games. I'm also watching a lot of anime.
It's good, man.
I was being a big old fucking dork, dude. It's good. How are you? I want to know about you.
I'm good. I was, you and I kind of always do a pre-talk before the actual podcast. And sometimes they're really long, sometimes they're really short. But you did the thing where you go, hey, do you know what you're talking about this week? And I was like, yeah, you dumb piece of shit, the Crunchyroll Awards. And he goes, like, no, for like the beginning bit. I go,
you know, the part that you have to actually think about before.
Oh, yeah. Because then if we don't do that, we end up just kind of rambling. And then we go, hold on, I remember this one thing.
Well, we ramble anyways.
Yeah, we do ramble anyways.
The whole podcast is babbling and rambling. It doesn't matter.
So, yeah, I'm good. I was remembering what happened this past week. Some stuff has happened. The new season of Survivor started.
Big news, dude.
I am so stoked, dude. I'm having so much fun. I'm not proud of this.
You should be.
Fuck this. I am proud of this.
Yeah, you're proud.
I was also got a haircut, and I was talking to my barber.
It looks good.
Thanks, man. And my barber goes, "Any big plans today?" And I go, "Nope. I have a really important date with my TV at 8:00." And then she goes, "What's airing on 8:00?" And I go, "Season 40 of Survivor." And the guy that's also there, who's not my barber, he's the other barber, goes, "Survivor." He goes, "I haven't heard anybody talk about that in years." He goes, "Is that shit still on the air?" And I go, "Yes, it is still on the air." And then he goes, "Wow, I don't know if people still watch that." He's like, "Well, guess what? We do. I mean, it's still huge, and it's my favored thing ever. So fuck you, man. You know."
You and Brutal Moose.
It's great. But yeah, so I got a haircut. Had to watch Survivor. And they're like, they kept trying to talk about like why, when people try to shit on something you like, and I go
all the time,
and I go, okay, cool, that's fine. You can shit on, my big catchphrase, like what you like, but shut the fuck up, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I mean, you can say whatever you want. These are the reasons I like this thing, and you may think they're dumb, but whatever, right? And they're like, and he goes, yeah, but who can be real big? Like, is there really a big fan? I was like, oh yeah, just like anything, there's places online where people make forums, and like there's discussion boards, like for video games or movies or just anything, right? Like
porn.
Yeah, for porn.
I'm just mad that you didn't say it first, but it's fine.
Well, yeah, obviously it goes without saying.
Now I'm embarrassed.
You fucking
shows
idiot.
that I'm not a real pornophile. I guess I adjusted my glasses for those of you that don't know.
No, I saw it.
I know.
You can hear it through the fucking microphone. There it is. Yeah. No. So I was like, I'm a part of like this online group that just has discussions about Survivor and stuff, and so like there's also a fantasy league where you pick shut up, fuck you, don't laugh at my you pick your players, and there's like you depending on how they do in the game, you get points. It's kind of like in fantasy football.
It kind of is, but it's like even more bullshit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I love. That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, who fucking knows?
And those guys were just like, you play fantasy football but for Survivor. And I was like, yes, I do. And then they go, wow. And I go, yeah, you came at my fucking my core, and I fucking showed you what I had, dog.
Here I am.
Yeah,
and they were like, get that the fuck away from here.
Accept me, world. Anyways, season premiere, 2 people got voted out.
What's the gist this time? What's the deal?
So it's the 40th season.
40 is a big number.
It is.
I'm sure that they have something big planned.
They've been on the air for 20 years. So this season is Winners at War. So 20 returning players, all of them past winners.
Whew,
so that means there's going to be someone who, because there's only been one person that's won twice. So that means there'll be another person that either won twice, or the person that won twice will win for a third time. I don't think that's going to happen. Pretty sure they'll vote her out.
That'd be great.
That'd be crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then they've added, they'll add twists to the games, but they'll also do this thing where like the prize this year is $2 million as opposed to $1 million. So they're all super stoked. it's really cool because usually you have to get into the season and like you have to learn who's new and whatever. But this, this time around, like, everybody who's been there has literally been there for the entire, like, their entire show run. They didn't lose. And some people have played more than once. So you know them pretty well. So, and they know each other pretty well. So it's like, when you don't know what someone's going to do, it's a lot harder. And it's almost even harder when you know what someone is capable of doing. Because then you go, well, I have to plan for that. But they can do this. And they know I might do that. So it's like, it's pretty crazy. They're just all sitting there. And it's like, it's very manic. And I'm like, I'm really enjoying this. Because a lot of them are winners. And they, only a few of them have actually lost. So they don't know what to do. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose. Like,
right.
Well, guess what? A lot of you are going to lose. There's only going to be one of you who's going to fucking win. So I'm really excited. That was on Wednesday. What else happened?
That's it.
That's it. That's all I've ever done.
Pretty sure.
No. Valentine's Day was this past week also.
It was.
I made stew.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like a stew noodle thing.
Stoodle.
I was really worried it's going to be not good because I'm not a great cook, but I like to follow recipes and stuff.
But
so
what happened next?
It was pretty okay.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. My biggest worry was I had to put wine in it. I don't like wine. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot.
I'm not a fan of wine, and so it was only a cup of wine. I put it in there, and it just smelled like fucking wine. And I was just like, what? And I go, I don't want to fuck. I was like, oh man, I don't want to eat that. And I was like,
should have put a beer in.
I should have put a beer. Well, it simmered for like 3 hours. Uh-huh. So by the time I got back to it, I was like, oh, it doesn't smell like wine anymore, and it tastes pretty good. And I was like, cool, man, good job, Juan. You know how to make stoodles.
Way to go.
Yeah, so I did that. We also watched Parasite.
Yeah, I've heard of that movie.
Which was that movie that won, a few, it
was like
Oscars.
Best Picture.
Best Foreign Flick.
Bong Joon-ho, way to go.
Yeah, it was pretty good. No, it was really good.
It was super fun. I had a really good time with it. I think it's one of those movies that most people would probably enjoy going into it knowing as little as possible. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to say anything about it. As much as I would love to talk about it.
So here's what it's about. Here's the plot twist.
Here it is.
Here's the big twist. No, I was working with my cousin, and he's like an adcon, like an athlete, like an athlete stoner. Like that's what he is. Like, he likes to smoke weed. He likes to play soccer. Like,
he's a Michael Phelps type.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm into it.
Really chill dude. He's pretty young. I think he's like 21, but he's not very like. I wouldn't say like he's very like. He doesn't think too much when it comes to like media and stuff. Like he. I don't know if this is true, but I could assume he's a fan of like Jersey Shore. Like he's one of those kinds of guys,
Okay.
Like not really a top-notch thinker when it comes
to
movies.
He just consumes, but he doesn't process. Sure.
The last movie he saw in theaters was going to be the new Bad Boys movie. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to go watch a new Bad Boys movie. And I was like, cool. Have you seen the first two? He goes like, nah, don't think it matters.
I love it. That's fucking... I wish I had that attitude about things.
And I was like, really? He's like, it's the third one. I'm sure like you could probably get away with this. Like, but those are established characters in a world or whatever. And he's like, it's fine. My friend wants to go. We're going to go.
Could you imagine watching Rush Hour 3 without knowing Rush Hour 1 and 2?
Yeah. And so then I see him another day and he's just like, I'm like, how was Bad Boys 3? He goes like, I ended up not watching it. Instead, I watched Jumanji 2, the level up thing. I was like,
did you see Jumanji 1?
And I was like, cool. Did you see the first Jumanji? He's like, nah.
I feel like that didn't matter a whole lot for I haven't seen the second one yet, but I feel like it's not a thing that matters as much.
He saw the very, very first one.
Sure. He's seen Robin Williams. Yeah. He hasn't seen
the first one. Yeah. The first one with The Rock and Kevin Hart, but he saw the second one.
And my boy Jables.
He saw the second one.
And what's her face? That's a great actress, but I can't remember her name.
He saw the one with the newer one, and he's like, "How was it?" And he goes like, "It wasn't that good." He goes like, "I didn't really get it." I was just like, maybe she saw the first one.
Wasn't the kid from Death Note in it?
Yeah.
Or am I just tripping?
Yeah. Okay. No, the kid from Death Note's brother, because there's two of them.
There's two of them.
There's like Matt Wolf and Nate Wolf, and.
You know what? I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I'll address it when I need to, but regardless, they're both the Death Note kid for me.
Here's the point I wanted to get to. I was working with him, and I was like, oh, man, because I told him about watching 1917. I was like, hey, you should watch this. Like, it's like an action flick, I think he can watch it and enjoy it. He's like, cool. But he didn't, like, listen to me. I was like, no worries. Instead, he watched the second Jumanji movie, right?
That's what I would do. But disregard everything you've ever said and watch Jumanji.
We were talking, and I said, hey, man, I watched Parasite. And he goes, and so I gave him a quick, like a tiny, like spiel.
There's a family.
It's kind of
another one.
It's kind of about this. Like, it's a foreign flick, it's in Korean. It's like, but it's easy enough for, like, the subtitles, like reading it's not going to be too much trouble. And he goes, okay, I'll watch it. And I didn't expect him to watch it. He hit me back up. And he's like, dude, fucking blew my mind. He goes 10 out of 10. I was just like,
yeah, it's really
I was
good.
like, oh my, I was like, you actually watched it? I was like, wow, look at you. I was like, so like, if you're an idiot like my cousin, you could probably enjoy this movie too.
It's a great movie. I highly recommend Parasite. It was just a good time. But it's also, I mean, I guess it's important to know that it gets pretty dark with a lot of you have to be ready for it. If you're in a bad place, it's not a good time to watch, you know?
Yeah, no, it's not for children. I told him like, I wouldn't watch this with your younger sister, you know, like, you know, he goes like, oh, is it like dirty stuff? I was like, no, there's, you know, there can be violence and there can be some dark subjects and like, it's just, you know, it's probably not for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dark comedy and it really has a heavy emphasis on dark.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it. But it gets
you're
there. Done with it and you're like,
fuck.
Yeah, that was dark.
You're like, that was
great movie.
That was brutal.
Remember
the beginning when they were just, you know, chilling?
Oh, it was fun. All of us are just, because it was you, me, Sierra, and Kyle.
Like,
yeah. And we're just processing it in our own ways. Like,
yeah.
Fuck, what's going on? Just the whole movie.
But we're just like cracking jokes and being like, ha,
right?
The character's name's Kevin. That's so dumb.
And then by the end of it, you're like, Kevin!
No, Kevin!
Big shout outs to Kevin's out there.
Yeah.
That support.
This movie made me appreciate Kevin's more.
Yeah.
Never had anything against Kevin's, but now I have a little more support for them.
Yeah. Parasite's great. You could get it on Amazon for those of you that do want to rent it or buy it. I think it's worth buying if you want to show people in the future. You should buy it. Sure. It's good.
I think I'd buy it. It's something I for sure want to rewatch.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's good.
I also like watched some videos with the director talking about it and stuff. And I'm really bummed out because he is South Korean, right? And he does speak English, but his English isn't the best. And I think whoever he was doing the interview with, were kind of like pushing him to speak in English. And I was like, dude, and it was kind of hard to like understand what he was trying like to get at. I was like, dude, I would really appreciate just, you know, speaking Korean, explain yourself more naturally, and then I'll just read the subtitles. I really want to know what you have to say about this movie.
Yeah.
It was a hard interview to watch.
Oof.
And I was like, damn, fuck, I really want him to explain that in his own language, because I bet you would make a lot more sense.
Right. Yeah.
But that being said, well-deserved win, even though, you know, most of the time we think the Oscars are bullshit. They're not like prestigious like the fucking Crunchyroll awards.
Hey, man. Can we not talk about the Crunchyroll awards yet?
Okay, sorry.
No spoilers. Okay.
The last thing I've done this week is Sierra was dog sitting a former coworker's pet.
Yeah.
His name's Huck. He's like a little dog with a big bug eyes and breathing problem. He's a real asshole, man. Like he's like a nice dog.
You just described a pug, but it's not.
But he's not a pug. No,
absolutely.
He's got like
not.
long
it's
hair.
A long-haired,
Sierra told me the name.
Flappy
Sierra
boy.
told me the name of the dog. And I was like, cool. He's like a Prince Charles or something like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Is that what he is? I don't know. But anyways, he's like a nice enough dog, but he was like bullying Bella, which is my dog. They did a lot of humping, which is fine because like, you know, they don't know they're dogs and they're just having fun, and you know, I'm not worried of like this tiny dog impregnating my fixed giant Great Pyrenees, you know. But he was like really territorial, like, and taking her toys and like growling at her and barking at her, and I was like, all right, you need to settle the fuck down, bud. You know, I ain't having this in my household. The hardest thing was like having him sleep over. Like he would like whine, and I think it was because he knew we were there. So I was like, so for the 2 nights he was there, I slept in the living room like with him. I put it down the mattress. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sleep right here. You sleep in your fucking cage, and you know we don't look at each other. And I was like, it went pretty well. It wasn't the worst thing ever. But he's back at his place. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
R.I.P. little dude.
Yeah, he's dead now.
He's in his place.
And then I watched some Skin Wars, which is like body painting thing, reality TV with Sierra.
You said it was the best.
It's not good TV. It's like something to watch.
You said it was the best. Everyone go out, turn off this podcast, go watch Skin Wars.
Go watch The Circle. They cut a chick in half.
Oh, shit.
But
man, I forgot about that bit. I forget about like every fucking stupid thing I say unless I'm like, I really like this and I'm going to keep saying it.
Yeah, so I watched that. It was okay. I think what happens is I do get invested in like people, like reality TV people, and I go, I'm rooting for you, you know, just for no reason. Sometimes I'll just pick a person to be like, you're my guy, dude. And they lose. I go, fuck, man, we lost. What's the point? But yeah, it's been a really chill week and nothing much else to talk about.
It's sick, dude.
What about you?
I mean, like I said, I've been a big gamer. So I've been gaming hard, of course, playing a little bit of Stardew, doing a lot of fun stuff on there. It's great. Still love it. Won't ever stop loving it. And then I streamed The Witness on Thursday, like I said I was going to do. And it was chill. I played for a few hours. Some people stopped in and were checking it out. And yeah, it was just a fun little time because I love The Witness. So returning to it every once in a while, it's interesting. You remember a lot, but you don't remember specifically what to do for puzzles. Mm-hmm. So I was just fucking racking my brain at one of the earliest puzzles. Like, how do I do this? Why can't I see it? And then as soon as I do, I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Well, yeah, no,
it's great. I love it.
You were showing me the game before.
Like a while ago, yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, check this shit out. And I go, wow, that's super crazy. And you go, how would you solve this? And I go, I don't know, Trip. And you go, yeah, dude, I didn't know either. Check this shit out. And then because you were also replaying it. And then you would either do it and then you go, I know how I'm supposed to do this one, but I can't remember exactly how I'm supposed to do this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I'm like, okay, so I know that the way to do this is to make this platform kind of go that way, but I need to draw it in a certain way, and I can't figure out how to do it. And then you do, and you're like, see, that's how you do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
It was pretty cool. Because it turns out that the game has a lot for me to kind of talk about because I have so much passion for it. I'm like, all these environmental details and all these little puzzles here and there. And they worked so hard on it and made it so good.
Like pointing things out and stuff.
As opposed to you playing
fucking Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, you probably have a horrible time playing. You know?
Oh yeah, I'd have a terrible. No, I might have a fun time playing that. I don't know. I've never played it before, so don't look at me like I'm crazy. It only came out on Xbox 360, and I never had one because my mommy wouldn't buy it for me. I didn't actually ask for one. I didn't really care. I had a PlayStation 3, and I was more than happy with what I had.
Wow, look at this poor kid over here now with Xbox 360.
I didn't have my nuts and bolts, man. It was a really tough childhood. I was like an adult by the time that came out.
Explains why you're so fucked up.
Yeah, man, it really does. But yeah, I played The Witness, and it was a blast. I'll be streaming that more in the future. Just kind of like pacing it. Because, man, you think about things in different ways. Like your brain feels like it just did something new after you play it, which is one of the things that I love. So it's kind of fun to just talk out the puzzles and explain how they go or whatever. I had a fun time with it. So if I stream it again in the future, I put it out on like Twitch or I play it on Twitch, put it out on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook when I posted it. But I'm probably just going to tweet when it's going out. So if you're into checking out, hanging out with the boys, playing that's what's going to go on.
How many hours do you think it takes to like beat The Witness?
I mean, I guess it totally depends. There's speedrunners that are really good at it.
Like a normal person like you playing.
So if you wanted to 100% complete it.
Which we do because that's what we are.
We're, completion boys. I think I took like 2 weeks in all of my free time just playing The Witness. And I remember being like, all right, I've started this puzzle. I could probably go to Taco Bell and come back by the end of it. And I'll still be able to complete the puzzle because you just wait for a long time.
I'm sorry, hold on.
There's like an hour-long puzzle.
What?
Yeah. So
are these puzzles timed?
No. There are two. Well, I guess different kinds of puzzles do require you to listen to certain things and certain things like that. Not play at a certain time, but like one of them, for example, it will start playing. Man, I fucking hate it. It's a song called Hall of the Mountain King or something like that. Or I don't remember.
Starts playing a song.
Halls of the Mountain King. I'm going to say that. And it starts playing it, and you have to go do a bunch of randomly generated puzzles all over this like area and go through really fast and go like room to room to room while it's playing. And it feels like really chaotic and fun. And yeah, that one's a timed one. Then the other timed one is, I think there might be a couple, but there's a special room that you unlock and you could put in you find these like drawings all over the world and you take like screenshots of them and come back to it later. And then there's a special place where you play those movies and you put the drawings into this little thing. But by putting the drawings in, I mean, you draw it and then it plays that movie. So one of the movies starts and it's like a poem that's like an hour long, but it's of an eclipse. So at certain points, like the sun or moon or whatever comes into frame, and that creates a little bit more white space that you can put your little cursor on, and it allows you to kind of like move down this little puzzle and start it, and then you go and you trace along the entire side of the room, and then there's another part where the puzzle like gets filled in, another little white piece fills in, and you could finish that gap and you could keep going along. And then you have to wait until like the moon creates the very end of the puzzle. And then you hit there and you end it and it goes like,
that poem lasts really for an hour.
Yeah. It's of like, it's of like an eclipse and it just goes on and on and on.
And you're like, I got time to talk about.
I'm really going to talk about it right now. But yeah, there are lots of videos in there that do have little puzzles in there. And when I say lots, I mean like maybe 2 or 3 of the videos have puzzles. And you watch them and you're like, all right, I feel like there's something I'm missing here. I got to rewind it a little bit, go back to when the candle flame was like at this point. Like, it's wild. It's actual live action videos that they do put in. Yeah, the game's fucking... That's like the weirdest part of the game. Everything else is like, oh, you know, there's some birds and there's some water and you just go and you trace on some lines, make some shapes with some lines. You go grab the little dots with some lines. You look at the scratches and put it up with the lines. You hear the birds chirp in a certain way, and then you go up, down, up with the lines. You make sure to outline the things in the background with the lines. Like all kinds of crazy stuff. But watching it, it's like a visually stunning masterpiece to me. I fucking love it. I will call it a masterpiece. I'm saying it here. The Witness is a masterpiece.
Crunchyroll award goes to The Witness.
It really does. Honestly, it's probably my favorite game of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's not one that you could replay frequently because it requires you to forget the like more difficult puzzles. There's some of them you're like, I remember I had to do something weird because this got hard. And then you know the gimmick, but you still have to figure certain things out. So anyways, good game. I'll stream that eventually, whatever. Who cares? The important thing is I also played some Outward, which is it's this janky ass survival RPG game. I'm playing it with Kyle, and next time we play it, I'll probably stream it, but it'll be kind of like a, hey, I'm just doing it, not kind of like a planned thing. Anyways, you are just a couple of dudes in a town and or chicks or whatever. And then the person there's like, hey, so you have like 5 days to pay your blood debt. And if you don't, then you got to get the fuck out and you're pretty much like dead. So you go and you do some like little adventures and you do some special stuff. But instead of it being like, yeah, I'm going to go kill some shit, it's like, holy fuck, this dog is chasing me down. And it just like did a ton of damage to me. And now I'm disoriented and it's, I'm getting really tired and thirsty. So we got to go to bed soon here. And you better start cooking some food. Are you going to take watch tonight or like what? So it's got a lot of different elements that you're constantly keeping track of. You have to make sure you don't get like fevers and diseases and whatnot. It's a cool game and it's really intense and super janky. And something about it just feels like that authentic fantasy RPG thing, but it's like really grounded kind of fantasy where it feels like, yeah, you're just a fucking dude. And you're
not
really,
the chosen one, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're scrapping out there. You're picking up whatever people are dropping. You're like, I'm going to use this fishing spear as a weapon. That sounds good. And Kyle wound up getting like a magical staff from this troglodyte motherfucker. And it turns out it's not even good to use. Like the cool thing that you're like, whoa, it glows and it shoots magic. Well, it's not worth it because if we just get up in there and I'm using my machete and like wooden plank board to protect myself while you come and poke them at a distance, we could kill stuff. It's fun. Playing Monster Rancher 3.
Oh my god.
Dude, I got endless games. And I'm ending with one on this whole list of games that I'm playing that we're going to experience after the podcast. And I think you know which one I'm talking about. So I went ahead and played a little bit of Monster Rancher 3. It's one of my favorite games from PS2 era that not too many people knew about. Essentially, you put in a DVD, a game, a CD, something from that time period. So it can't be Blu-rays. It can't be PS3 or 4 games.
Or GameCube game?
Nope.
Too small.
It's got to be PS2, you know? PS2 or 1 are all good.
Or like a CD.
I don't remember because I remember with Monster Rancher 2, you couldn't use CDs. They all gave you Mochi, which is just this little fucking... He's the main character's little monster in the show,
the yellow
in the
one?
anime. No, that's Suezo. Mochi is the pink with a like
green thing on
little
its back?
armor thing.
Yeah, he kind of
looks like a tea leaf.
Oh, I thought it looked...
It's supposed to be like a tea leaf wrapped around a little mochi pod.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
But when he's standing up, he has a weird ass like round duck bill type thing.
Yeah, kind of like a platypus.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a little
armadillo
platypus.
Yeah.
So
I know
anyways,
stuff.
You know Mochi. So all CDs in Monster Rancher 2 gave that. I don't think I fucked around with them in 3, so...
Fuck
them. Never try it because I already know what happens in 2. So I was going through a bunch of discs and I decided to play with an ice golem named Cryin, which is, of course, Brian Cry, because I love crying. You know how it is. And also cryogenic because ice, baby. So playing with him, he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Straight up. I got him. I was like, okay, well, he's got some interesting stats, but I think it'll be fun to like play around with. And the way Monster Rancher works is you tell them to do a certain kind of training. Like, okay, train to upgrade your life or power or speed or intelligence or skill or whatever it is. So I'm like, all right, he's already got some fat power, but we're going to raise this bitch like fucking crazy. We're going to raise his speed and we're going to raise his power. So he can just get in there and smash him and then back out and he's already won the match. And he failed, I think, 5 trainings in a row to start out. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What do I do? And it's like, hey, he failed. Do you want to scold him or what are you going to say? And you say certain things and you get different reactions. So you try not to fuck up. You're like, yeah, try harder next time, dumbass. Or like, keep at it. You'll get it.
Dumbass.
Yeah, always that dumbass. But then by his 6th time and he succeeded, I was like, thank fucking God. And then another streak of just failing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? So it took a long time. Trained him up a bit. Had him smash through a few ranks in the first year. I only had trained him like a few times. So he just was pretty much going off of base stats. And then by the time he grew up 1 year old, he grew in size. And he, instead of just succeeding at his task, he fucking crushed it, dude. He got like, instead of +6, he got +16 power. And I'm like, all right, this is where it's at. This dude's in adolescence right now. We're going to get this motherfucker up and we're going to kill.
Like he's near his prime?
Pretty much. So anyways, then I went to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. I don't know what it is about it. There's something about like trying to plan, do I want to use this attack? Do I want to save stuff? This monster might do an attack and reduce my like ability to do attacks. So I should probably get in early, but I don't have like a high chance of doing it. There's a lot of different things to think about while you're in the middle of a match. And you're pretty much deciding how close do I want to be to the other monsters so I could do my attacks. I need to be close so it can't do its more powerful ones, or I need to be far away so it doesn't have any opportunity to attack me. Stuff like that. And then you get in there and you fucking flick a little monster in the face and it does half of their health as damage because I'm a giant golem. It feels fucking great. Anyways, it's a fun game. Yeah, so I'm playing that a little bit. But what I'm really here to talk to you guys about is PlayStation's Dreams. Now, do you know about Dreams at all? Like going before I sent you some snaps.
Yeah. Is this the thing that PlayStation kind of like announced this game where people can make anything they wanted? It was you don't have to be a game developer to develop things. It was like, the trailers looked really gnarly, really cool stuff.
It just all kinds of different weird things. It's kind of like Mario Maker, but instead of just Mario, it's anything.
I remember it just because when this was announced, it must have still been in the major, and people were like, "Yo, have you seen Dreams?" And people were excited to make stuff. I don't know if it was out yet. But
yeah, man, it wasn't. It was a lot of like, it was in beta for a while, so people were checking out. Like, it's so cool, and now it's finally out, and it is so cool. But it's also mostly just the potential that's cool because a lot of things suck, but a lot of things are also really funny. So I get in and I'm playing like a few serious games, checking it out on my own, and there's like a really good marble game. There's a cool little like,
marbles.
You have a little marble and you go along a track.
Yeah.
A little marble race type things, but you're not racing.
I think that's what you were talking about. I think I picked up what you were putting down.
Perfect. And then there are others that are just like platformers. I played one that was like the very beginning of a multiplayer RPG game. And like they put a lot of work into these things. So then Kyle comes over last night and after we finished our intense anime sesh, played some Dreams. You could kind of go random into the different levels. And we just let it do a stream of levels. And man, when you get to the first one, that's like, it's the Flash, and you could run fast, and you could change your mask. You're in a little town setting, and then you hear like playing on mandolin. You're like, do 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 do. You're like, is that Old Town Road right now? Is this the Flash running to Old Town Road played on mandolin? What the fuck? Weird shit. You get to like all these Shrek memes. You get to a bunch that like try to blow out your audio and like just weird stuff is in there. So it's a very surreal experience going through all these different games that people have made, or scenes or songs or whatever it is. It's got tons of shit. It's one of the weirdest but coolest experiences I've had with games in a long time. It's something entirely unique. Media Molecule killed it, dude. It was very cool to see what people have in their heads that they could get out there with just a couple of tools that allowed them to do everything they've ever wanted. Well,
it looked interesting. I saw a lot of dumb fucking snaps from you.
Yeah, man, there were some dumb fucking snaps. There's one game where you play as Lego Batman and all these other versions of Batman run behind you. And it's just a shitty platformer. Yeah, lots of weird things. There's Goth Girl Adventures, and she's just kind of in like a jungle-y looking platformy area. And it looked real jank and real weird. How
hard is it to make something in there, you think? Like, not make something like, even if it was trash, like,
yeah.
How like, is it easy? Like, could you pick it up? Could I pick it up and just make something simple?
You probably could. I don't have that kind of drive for it.
Okay, so it just takes time to do it. Like, it's like...
It does take time, but you also have to want to do something. Mm-hmm. And for me, I have nothing that I want to get out there. I'm not interested in creating any of it.
Yeah. Something like that.
I've tried to fuck around with stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like a while ago when Little Big Planet first came out, I was like, yeah, I'll try to make some levels. I checked it out, and I'm like... I just don't care.
Like, what about like Mario Maker? Like, do you ever make levels, or you just play other people's levels?
I only play other people's levels because I'm not good at making them. Yeah. I could just straight up tell you whatever my ideas are. They're not that fun. Yeah. They're not the kind of levels that I want to play because I'm bad at them. Yeah. And you notice that with a lot of different creators too. Like, they might make really hard levels, but they don't like really hard levels to play. They like ones that feel satisfying in certain ways. And they know that idea of like, it feels satisfying getting past this thing that's like kind of hard, but instead in their head it's like it was real fucking hard, but they nailed it on like the third try, versus like it takes you like 100 times to learn
that Mario Maker is the one where like if you die, like I'll put a little X where you died, right? Yeah. And then you come back and like you'll show you where all your X's were, right?
Yeah, everyone's X's.
Fuck yeah, I remember. I must have been over and I played a couple of levels, and and you're like, try doing this, try doing that, and being like, there's one specific level where I still think about it. I'm like, I never got down to beating it, but I was like, that was so stupid fucking hard. I was like,
I remember you being really frustrated with that one, but you also really wanted to beat it.
Because I wanted to beat it. I was like, I think I can beat this one. I was like, I kept looking at it. I was like, this doesn't seem like there's because some of those levels have some. You need to have like your skills like on point, like be able to throw the shell and jump on the thing. You know, like this was like it looks like it's a lot of just like timing your jumps. I was like, and there wasn't anything too extra. Yeah, but it was really hard.
That's the kind of stuff that I like, where it's like it takes your basic things and it amplifies them, and it makes it really. You have to hone in those skills. Where there are those other ones where you do have to like. Make sure to throw this shell at this specific point
if you don't bounce catch off it at the right
on
time,
the spikes and then go and hit this and drop like that at the same time. Anyways, those kinds of levels also really satisfying to watch and do.
Play. It's so frustrating for me.
It's really fun to play if you nail it, but that takes you like dying 60 times, which is not fun. But then after you hit that point, you're like, I'm going to play that really hard level I got good at. Like it feels different. But anyways, Dreams is not like that. I don't think I've played any where I'm like, this is hard, and I feel like it's so satisfying. At this point, I'm like, it's just cool. There's nothing in there that I'm like, this is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever played. Like, there needs to be more things like this. It feels kind of like it's got that. People took the source engine and made their own games and made like a bunch of weird ass little things, and some of them did really well. Like DayZ, I think, was a source mod, and then it wound up being its own thing. And
that's the flower one, right?
Yeah, DayZ. Where you are
stuff.
Daisy.
Yeah.
No. What the fuck are you talking about?
I remember there's a game where like you're like a gust of wind and you pollinate things.
That's flower.
That's flower.
No,
sorry, you can understand my fucking confusion though, right?
I'm talking about the zombie one where you run around in like fucking Russia and
what is this?
This is DayZ.
Oh, day.
Yeah.
DAY.
Like zombie
Z. Okay. Yeah. Not Daisy, like the flower.
No. I was making a joke when I said that. I'm like, oh, you're actually. Yeah. So there are games like DayZ, which used source game. I don't know what the fuck it is. They made some janky ass game that a lot of people were like, this is pretty cool. And then they went off of that and they wound up making their own actual game out of it. And I feel like Dreams has the potential to do stuff like that, but it's going to take a while to get there.
Cool.
So this is the kind of game that I want to check out like every few months. Be like, what are people up to? What's the good shit these days? Or you might see it popping up on different like websites, like top 10 best dream games or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm really interested to see what this has for the future. Yeah, it's cool. Everyone should check it out. That's my life. It's just games. I'm a big gamer, dude. I'm really cool.
What anime you been watching?
What anime haven't I been watching? First off,
Eizouken. I didn't watch Eizouken this week.
I did. It was good.
Fuck you.
The thing that I like about it so much is whenever it does get into those like dreamy animation sequences, I love the song that plays with it, and I love the sound effects.
Yeah, I can instantly think about what song it does. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's really good. Just this like fucking intense guitar
that was playing in my head on the way here. I was like,
so it's really charming, dude. The animation during those parts is also great, but really it's the soundtrack and the special like sound effects that they put in that really nail it for me. And in this one, they talk a little bit more about like how it's easier for them to just do their own work because they have it all in their head and they could do it versus trying to explain it to somebody and they're being forced to articulate their thoughts that are really unique. And it kind of shows a little bit of background too of the girl who's really good at animating versus like drawing background and all the details and stuff. So the animation girl, it's showing how romanticized anime is for her because she's able to put these things that are in motion, these really lively things that are so unique to just nature, and make something that feels like it is that and emulates that and getting it just right. And it just shows that it's so much appreciation towards movement and motion and physics. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, like you said, the first thing in animation is to animate a ball. Like,
yeah, something like super simple, and then like you just kind of build off of that.
Yeah, exactly. And I loved how they romanticized it.
I like all the characters in that show a lot.
So good.
I got to the point where I was like, I don't know, because it's a good show. But I don't know if it's going to get like enough like what's the word, like
clout.
Yes, that is the word. Thank you so much. I was looking for clout.
You are welcome.
I don't know if it's going to get enough attention where people are going to be like, hey, you know, for it to blow up and people really like it. So I was like, I got to find out if there's like what I can do. So it is based off a manga. I was like, awesome. If for any reason Eizouken never gets a second season, I'm just going to binge that manga because I really like seeing this stuff.
It's so charming. Every single part of it is so charming. They are doing the most amazing job adapting this.
Well, yeah, we saw a super cool
shit.
like
Crunchyroll put out a little clip that was explaining the intro sequence a little bit more and kind of the inspiration for certain things and showing that they did use Drake as like
for the dance moves.
As an inspiration for that.
What I really liked about that little video was the guy they were interviewing wasn't a Japanese guy. He was like this Spaniard who just happened to live in Japan for a while, working in animation.
What shirt was he wearing? He was wearing
he was wearing
it was like a Rage Against the Machine shirt, but it wasn't.
No, it was like a Metallica shirt or something like that.
I mean, that's the same thing that I said, more or less.
No, it wasn't.
It's just like some rad musician.
No, it wasn't. I remember it is. He was wearing a Terminator hoodie.
That's what it was, dude.
That's what it was. I remember talking.
Hey, man, Rage Against the Machine, Terminator, pretty much same thing, right? Am I right, boys? Because we're all fighting the system. You know how it is. Sometimes it's Terminator, sometimes it's not.
But he was like explaining, like, you know, he does, you know, what what they used to make it. Like it was done in Flash, you know, like which is not called, you know, Adobe Animate.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, it's like, and this stuff right here, we just did this in After Effects, right? And he's like, which is also like isn't like a super, you know, huge tool. It's a very popular tool, but like not like industry standard, I would say.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh yeah, and you know that holographic thing? Yeah, I just kind of took photos, video recordings of this holographic stickers that I bought. And he's like showing them. He's like, yeah, just kind of like this. And I was like, my God, that is so fucking cool. Like just all the different layers that came into this intro that we really enjoy.
It's so good.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, just so you know, it's on Spotify.
And he was saying that like the director came in and he's like, yeah, you know, like he said like, you know, there was like a lot of like shots that we had to put in there, you know, like that are very like strictly storyboarded. And then there were shots where it's just like, yeah, you just kind of do whatever you want. And he goes like, here, like maybe dance like this. And he's like starts like wiggling, you know, like the director starts like dancing. He goes like, cool. And he's like drawing like what it's supposed to look like. And he goes like,
he's like easy, and then he wiggles over it. Breezy.
Yeah, he's just like, okay. So he was having a good time. It was super cool because that show is great. I wanted to say I did get around to catching up, and then I'm behind an episode now. But I watched the episode where you're talking about the chainsaw, right? Like,
oh man,
where he's got the you know the mech with the robot with the chainsaw, like, and he's like using it to like hit the ground and speed up. And I was like, that is super cool. I was so upset by at the end of the episode where they rechanged the design for the mech or the robot, because I was like, I really like that first design. And I was just like, those fucking assholes really ruined it. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's their choice. But I really like that fucking chainsaw, you know.
Wasn't it great?
Yeah. Or like,
I love anime.
Meeting the sound guy, you know, and be like, yeah, listen to our sound effect. He's like, boom, bang. No, and he ends up puking.
Yeah. That's so good.
That was so funny. I was like, this is really cool. Like how they're like, how, you know, these two dummies are making an anime, you know, and they don't really know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. And then like the tall, lanky girl's like, I'm going to make this shit happen. I'm going to figure out how to get all the things you need, you know, and they're collecting people like, cool, you want this? We need audio. You need this? We need the art people to do the coloring. Here we go. I was like, it's super cool.
I love this show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Anyways, that's all I've watched. No, what if that was all I watched and you didn't watch it?
I'd be impressed, yeah.
That'd be crazy. Okay, so I'm not sure how I feel about Inspector anymore. It started out and you really like this very unique dynamic and the quick dialogue without much happening between these two characters. And you feel like there is some kind of a connection there that you're really interested to see more of. And then each episode goes by and I'm like, I miss that chemistry from the beginning and the way that they didn't really talk like real people, but it still felt so compelling and unique. Almost like Brick, the indie movie,
the noir. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, are you talking about like the type of dialogue, like the dialogue that they had, like when they were sitting like on the?
Yeah, it didn't exactly feel natural, but it felt intriguing.
It felt like they were two people who were a lot smarter than whatever their age actually was. You know,
right?
Which is very reminiscent of Brick.
Yeah, so it felt a lot like that. And then as it keeps going on, I feel like they're trying to talk about all these different cases that have to deal with yokai and how they're going to interact with them. And essentially where they're at right now is there's a woman who's going around killing people with the giant steel beam, and they've tried fighting her and realized, okay, the only way to get rid of her is to get rid of the way that she came into existence, which is people believing in her.
Oh,
so
nice.
They essentially, yeah, I know, right?
Classic. That's such a classic kid story. It's like, how do we beat this? Just don't believe in it. Take its power away.
Yeah.
It's a fucking it. It's it all over again.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to delete the Wikipedia, right? That's their goal right now. But man, when they talk about things, I feel like they're just making it so convoluted again and again, to where it was interesting because they all felt like initially it felt like each character was really intelligent and unique. And now they're showing characteristics that are more fit for their age. Mm-hmm. Like she's acting very like kind of playful and a little bit tsundere and all these different things going on. And I'm not vibing, dude. I am not with it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't vibe, dog.
Main character boy is, you know, he's not actually a main character. He's whoever the fuck he is. He's not very interesting either. He's not saying anything that's really wowing me. The policewoman isn't saying anything that interesting. The yokai aren't really saying much interesting. It's like it wants to be really smart and intelligent, but it used all of what it had. It's kind of the way it feels.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a very classic porn, it blew its load too fucking soon. As a fan of pornography like
now
I am.
You're speaking
now
my
your
language.
Yes. They blew their load way too soon. And now it's just a limp noodle flopping in the wind.
Thank you very much for the perfect imagery of what this show is.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, man.
It's just kind of disappointing. So I think I might drop it. I might give it one more episode. I don't know.
This would be the first official drop, right? Because
no.
What else did you drop?
Pet.
Oh, that's right. This is the second drop.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. So Inspector? Not really my thing, man.
I get it, man. You're not vibing. It's fine.
Not vibing. But I am vibing with Haikyuu, and I don't even know what to say about this last episode, man.
Well, don't fucking say anything.
Well, I'm going to say something.
Okay.
I kind of have to. The whole beginning has just been training, essentially. Mm-hmm. And we got into our first practice match in this last episode. It comes in about halfway through, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm feeling good. Everyone's back together. This feels good because everyone went different places to train, so it focused on different characters a little bit instead of just like all of them as a group and focusing on them, which Haikyuu's done that. They're like, all right, Hinata, you're going to go train with all these little ass kids.
Because they're little, yeah. And I know that, yeah.
And it was great. And this felt different, this whole training arc, and I really liked it, but it also felt like it was... I was missing something that was there. And then as soon as the gang got back together, I'm like, I was just missing all my boys. Now we just boys chilling, son.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Just because I'm still working on season 3.
Yeah.
And I know for season 3, it's just like this one match, whatever, really long match.
Such a good match.
For this new season, has a school year ended? Is this a new school year? Or is it we're still the same? So the third years are still there.
It's still going.
So are they training for another tournament? Or what is it?
They're just doing their things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we get halfway through this episode. They're getting ready to match up against Datako, which is the giant guy with the white hair.
Yeah.
And anyways, they're getting ready for this little practice match. And it surprised the fuck out of me. I don't even know how to explain it, so I'm just going to go for it. It shows like character stats and it pops them up on a screen where they're doing a pose and it says like their height and their position and all that stuff.
Blood type?
I don't know if it says blood type.
Likes or dislikes?
I don't think it does. It says some certain shit. And in the background, there's like electricity and shit. And it's like a whole thing. I'm like, we just went straight fucking top of the line action out of nowhere for just a fucking practice match. Like so far in Haikyuu, all that you've watched hasn't had any of these like over the top, like, yeah, fuck yeah, we got this. It's more of like he's worked so hard and now he's like embracing that he's like part of Kurasano. He's a crow. He's got wings kind of thing, you know, whenever he does those kick ass jumps. Instead, this is just like, oh man, it's my boy. I love my boy. And then like all this lightning's fucking shooting behind him. Like, okay, nothing's happening yet. It's just like literally introducing both teams. And then at the end, there's an explosion. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Haikyuu is such a chill ass boy show with all these boys being boys.
Yeah,
and they really embraced the boyness of it by giving it explosions and lightning.
Yeah, cute boys doing cute things.
It was weird. Anyways, animation quality is great. Characters are great. The dynamics great. Season 4 is just blowing me away. It's so good. It's just so fucking good. Is it better than
Eozuken? Is it the best anime of the season?
I don't know. It makes me feel the best of the season.
But is it the best of the season?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet, man.
Jury's still out on that one.
Jury's definitely out because all of the music, all of the sound effects, all of the characters give me this like really uplifting feeling.
All right, settle down, bud. What else have you been watching?
Oh my gosh.
I can't have you talk. I can't have you creaming
I'm sweating over here.
Who let it get so 4.
hot in this room?
Jeez, put your pants back on.
Oh no, thank you. What else is on Crunchyroll? My Hero Academia? Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
They decide they're going to do music performance. They're like, what's something that, we could do?
And they're like, hey, you're a guitar bitch. He's like, I am a guitar bitch.
And that was pretty much it.
Question. Bakugo.
Yeah, I've heard of
drums?
Listen, man, we haven't gotten that far. How about you stop spoiling shit?
I think he's on the drums.
Probably is.
I want to say it's drums.
Probably.
All right, I'm guessing drums.
He's not on drums.
Is he not on drums?
I don't know.
right, well, I'm guessing drums.
He's on drums.
He's on drums.
I have no idea.
Has it been confirmed?
I have no idea.
All right, I'm guessing drums.
He's on drums.
He's not on bass. I'll tell you that right now.
Who's on bass?
Oh, if I had to guess bass.
No, spoil.
No, I'm guessing because I don't remember. If I had to guess bass, it's either Shocky Boy
Yeah.
or fucking Grape Dude.
Oh, you're so close.
Shut up. You don't know.
It's both of them.
Shut the fuck up. They have two basses.
Great Boy plays the frets, and the Shocky Boy plays the strings.
God, that's great. I love teamwork.
No, that's not. I don't know how it's actually going to go. But My Hero is so okay.
Yeah.
It's real fucking middle line, dude. It's got nothing that I'm like, I fucking hate this. It's got nothing that I'm like, I fucking love this. Which kind of sucks. It's like it's fall from grace, but like it's not that bad.
I think it's like
Maybe I'm just worn out. Maybe the honeymoon period's over.
maybe it's the Game of Thrones effect where it's just so good for so long and then you go, what the fuck's going on here?
The Game of Thrones effect wasn't like that though. That's the writers fucking just decided not to do any work anymore.
Yeah, man, that's their fault. I don't know.
Anyways, it's all right.
Okay.
I really like Bofuri still.
Yeah, it's the MMO one.
Yep. Starting to feel like it's the MMO one about the cute shield girls, you know?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Anyways, it's fucking so charming. People are now shipping together Maple and what is her name? It's something like normal as fuck. It's like Karen or some shit.
Oh, I thought there's a Maple is that's the girl's name, right?
Yeah.
Syrup was the name of the turtle, right?
Yep. Maple and Syrup. Anyways, the people are kind of shipping them together. They went and they were like, okay, well, let's buy a house together. So they're like, I mean,
people
they're
in
buying a home.
people in the show.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Not
No. Like actual people are like, they should be like,
like
together.
the internet is like,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, they're friends. Yeah.
They might be friends.
So they go and buy a home together. And of course, it's a little fucking stump in the middle of the woods, which they call Maple Tree. Because Maple is the one who's the guild founder, and it's going to be the guild home. So then they go and recruit people for their guild. They meet a couple of newbies that went into full strength.
Like how they're like, hey man, you want to join the guild? That's cool. There's a really specific way we play the game, though. You got to pick one stat and fucking max it out.
So essentially, because Maple did that, a lot of people are like, well, I need to do weird shit too. So then they all start doing weird shit and they wind up being good players. And these two new girls are in town and they're like, hey, you guys want to join the guild? And they're like, we don't really know. We're kind of new to this and I don't know if that's okay. And she's like, it's fine. I'm the leader. Like, it would be cool if you could join and we could give you advice. And they're like, okay, maybe we'll consider it. And they're like, yeah, just come to our meeting and we'll find out. They're like, yeah, we don't really know what we're doing yet. So I don't know. And they didn't tell anyone that they maxed out their strength. And they get there and they're like, thank you guys so much for having me. And like bow forward, hit their heads on the table and completely fucking destroy the table. And everyone's like, what the fuck are these people? Like, what's going on? And then it winds up being, why is everyone in this guild fucking horrifying? Like, why do we all do fucked up shit? So essentially Maple and her friend are going to be raising these two children together in their little home that they built. And,
they're just friends, man.
Yeah, they're just friends. They're just friends.
They're just friends.
Guys, they're just
like,
friends.
look, I love lesbians, okay? But,
yeah, you do.
But they're just friends.
They're just friends. They're just friends. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. It's just a charming show. I don't know. Nothing special to say about it. Do have something special to say about 22/7, though. I don't know what's going on with the ball.
Have you dropped it?
No, I love it.
You still like it? Is it still just cute girls doing cute things, or is that's Asteroid in Love?
That's never what it's been. Asteroid in Love is cute girls doing cute things.
What is this? This is cute.
This
girls,
is an idol show.
Just sad girls
like
singing sad things.
Yeah, it's mostly like conflicted girls singing in a secret, not
bunker?
secret. Yeah, like I don't really know. They're just an idol group that got together because the wall said they had to.
I want there to be a big twist. I want there to be some satanic ritual.
At the end of this episode, after they fucking crushed it, they got like, I don't know, like 8 different things that it said they had to do with specific stuff. They went and did a swimsuit shoot. One of them didn't want to get in a swimsuit. She's like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, we shouldn't be selling our bodies in order to get viewers or like
get that bitch out
fans
of here.
or whatever. Yeah, so she felt uncomfortable, and I'm like, look, man, we think it's pretty silly too, but honestly, like, let's just have fun with it, and let's not care, because it will get us more fans, and
The wall said you have to do it.
We kind of, it's just our job to do it, so just do it. And by the end of the episode, it all worked out. But then at the very end, after they do all this shit, the wall starts rumbling a bit, and normally it rumbles, and then it shoots something out, and everyone except for one girl just fucking passes out. And then it's like, next episode, see ya. So I don't know what's going on. Man, but the wall rumbled and like 6 girls passed out.
I might have to see this show.
I'm really intrigued.
I really want it to be something really fucked.
I don't know if it'll be fucked.
I want it to, though.
I kind of do. I did really bad at first. And honestly, I just really like the characters and how it shows them grow. And it hits that point to where, like, you watch Violet Evergarden and you're like, man, I really appreciated my time with this character. Like, what a story that was just told. This is like very light version of that. Also, next week, we're going to review Violet Evergarden. Might as well say that now. We're going to go see it tomorrow.
Yeah, what time are we leaving?
Tomorrow.
At what time?
12 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow, dude. We're leaving tomorrow. Yeah. Anyways, 22/7. I'm really intrigued to see what goes on next. If it's good, and everyone bonds, then great. If it's bad and like somebody dies, great too. I'm just in for the ride. Whatever you want to give me, baby.
Okay.
I don't know what else I'm watching, man.
Are you still watching Invaded?
I'm done. Fuck that show. It wants to be smart, but it's not.
Okay, well, don't have to yell at me.
But you're so fucking cute. Oh, yeah, I know what it is. Somali. You guys remember Somali?
Oh, yeah. You texted me about this.
Dude, it was fucking weird. I don't want to spoil too much, but Somali and the Forest Spirit has been the weirdest fucking ride, to where you watch it and you're like, I want to see this fantasy world more. And then you're like, well, I guess they're just kind of hanging out and meeting people and just like... It's a little bit of dad stuff going on, I guess. And then they meet some more people and you're like, do they want to kill the little girl? And then they definitely want to kill the little girl. And then you learn some backstory and you're like, what? like I just watched Geekuk's video of like winter 2020 anime in a nutshell, essentially. And for Somali, he said, it's a really charming, cute time. It's just like a really sweet little world. And I'm like, this motherfucker didn't not watch this episode, because like, holy shit. Yeah, it got really dark. And then it plays this like, at the very beginning, they're like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then the intro comes in and it's like, and it's super fucking low key and chill. And no, that doesn't work. And then the outro is charming, all that stuff. It's a great time. It got super dark. I liked the end of the episode. I'm glad I stuck around with it because it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. I think that is officially all the anime I've watched. I did drop Invaded. I might drop Inspector. Who fucking knows, dude?
Were you watching anything else on Funimation?
I mean, there's more shit that I'm watching, but Funimation's just those two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the only show that I watched besides... the only show I watched actually was... the toilet show on
Toilet Bound Hanako-kun? Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's really... Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm like a genius.
It's pretty good. The show...
Why does that name stick around for me? Why? Whatever. I watched one episode and it was really intriguing. So I really want to hear more.
Are you okay?
I'm like 100% serious. I really want to hear more.
It's pretty okay, honestly. The reason I like it a lot is I really, really like the way it looks.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see more.
Like visually is very interesting. Like the art style for the character designs. They do like the vignettes, like the really pretty things around the sides.
Yeah, they do some like cool kind of cutout looking animation and just very unique.
There's spooky stuff, and the action comes up, and they'll do action bits for a bit. But as like as a show, like honestly, like it's pretty okay. Like
that's what I was worried about. I wasn't. I didn't want to watch it because I felt like they can't really do a whole lot with this. And it
kind of feels like that. It feels like the characters just kind of that they don't feel really deep. There's not really a lot of substance. I feel
Is there like a goal? How much have you watched?
I think I'm like on episode 5.
Okay.
And I think there's like 7 or 8 episodes out.
So there's not like a goal for them?
Well, they like she's still there kind of just like doing stuff for him. Like she'll clean the bathrooms, and
she's all fine and not like a freaky mer person, right?
If she gets wet, like her scales will start showing. She just
that's fine.
Just try to stay dry.
Dude, you got to keep games dry. Keep anime dry.
But she gets tasked with like helping him do stuff. Like there's this like in an episode. There's these spirits that are being that are stealing people's stuff, and people start talking about like, hey, it's this thing that's causing people's stuff to go missing. So then she runs into the thing, and it's this giant, huge, scary monster. And he's like, gets there to save her in time. And he goes like, actually, the things stealing this stuff are these really tiny, cute little bunny-looking thingies. But because everybody around them are talking about how they're these scary, super big monsters, they have to embody that story. If not, they'll no longer exist. And so she's like, she's like, oh, that makes sense. And he goes, cool. Can you go around and try to make it? Change the lore or whatever? Can you make people think something different? That way, these things don't have to become these crazy monsters.
Yeah.
So her solution is she goes around and is like, hey, people are like, oh my God, have you heard people's stuff's missing? He's like, yeah, so-and-so took them. They're these monsters that if you look at them in their eyes, they'll eat you or whatever. And then she comes around being like, actually, if you just carry some candy with you, like, some pocket candy, you can give them that. And when you run into them and they're actually really nice, people are like, oh, that's super cool. Didn't know about that. And that kind of spread the rumor, fixed the problem. And it's like, so the solution wasn't kill this monster. It was like, how do we protect these little spirits things or whatever?
On one hand, cool. But on the other hand, don't they still have to be a big scary monster? Because that's what people think they are. And then they give them a little bit of candy and they go away.
Kinda, yeah. But the thing is like, they also like, they don't have to be, they're not evil inherently, because she does the thing where like, they're not, she tells them they're not actually bad, they're like monsters. They just want like.
Just because you're a bad guy does not mean you are a bad guy.
Thank you, Zangief.
I got you.
So something like that. In this other one of her friends steps on like the third stair in the staircase.
Oh man.
And she disappears and
you can't do that.
No one knows of her. And so then they decide to step on the stair to go get her. And like, there's some chick that's like missing body parts and they'll collect her body parts. I'm just like, it's pretty, it looks really nice. And that's why I enjoy it.
It does look good.
And yeah, but besides that, I don't think it's like,
Yeah. The same reason I watch interspecies reviewers, just for those sweet stills, dude.
It looks really good.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all the anime I watched, honestly.
Yeah, well, neither of us watched a whole lot, but we watched enough for us to feel like we got enough out of it this week.
We watched enough for us to feel like, you know what, we should still do this podcast.
Yeah, and then next week we're watching Violet Evergarden and talking about that, the movie. I don't remember its name right now, but I sure could look it up, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Do you want to do news if you have any?
Do I want to do news? Sure, I want to do news.
Do you have any?
Yeah, Crunchyroll, you know them, you love them. They are going to put the season 2 dub of Konosuba on its streaming service on the 25th of this month.
Good looking out, Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Maybe we should watch Konosuba.
Maybe, but only after we watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 2, which is going to be on Netflix on February 28th.
Are you watching on Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't excite me.
Doesn't excite me, yeah.
Whatever. But somebody did notice that the cast that they like list on the season or whatever are from part 4 and 5. So they're thinking that might be an accident and they're going to put out all of JoJo very soon.
Cool.
I don't know, but very interesting. And then probably the most important piece of news, my anime list has been again and again influenced by weird ass memes and trends. People have been review bombing and review raising, I don't know, different shows. Essentially, it started like the real readjustment started when interspecies reviewers became kind of a meme because Funimation removed them and people were like, fuck you, Funimation. It's the best show on my anime list. It was second to Full Metal Alchemist
Oh,
Brotherhood.
they can't get enough people. To
I
actually
don't
push
think
it
they
over
could
the
kick
top.
it. Yeah, it was like 0.1 away or 0.01 away from being number one.
So people are just being trolls.
People are just being trolls, more or less.
Okay.
So my anime list really focused on certain things, and they are banning a lot of accounts.
Really?
That are illegitimate duplicate accounts.
Okay, like
yeah, they're
clones
making
and stuff.
sure that this is all
Bots
like
and shit. Yeah.
legit. That's why it's taken so long to readjust everything. So they are trying to get rid of illegitimate duplicate accounts and vote brigading. They're trying to eliminate as much of that as possible, and it has adjusted the rankings of certain things, which is a good thing.
Now, Interspecies Review is number one.
Yeah, no, it's number like what was it? I don't remember what show it was, but Chihayafuru or whatever, the game where you play with cards that have different pieces of poetry on them. Yeah. Season 3 was above something else, and people were upset. Don't do that in the mic. What the fuck's wrong with you?
My neck really hurt. I had to crack it.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
I didn't mind it.
I mean, I don't mind it either, but other people are like,
fuck
not
off.
into that.
How about
Okay. They can fuck off, I guess. But yeah.
So that adjusted that issue that people had with it.
It did. So that's pretty cool.
That's
Certain things like that happen. And
mean,
my anime list is adjusted again.
good on my anime list to take it, like that, because it's one of those things where like I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm sure they make some money probably off ads and stuff, but that's probably, it feels like one of those things that like someone started off as like
It's like a grassroots time.
like a passion project. Like, hey, let's just kind of record all the anime here, and then it's become this giant thing. It's not the most polished site in my opinion. Like, I feel
it's
like
clunky. It's a little bit gross.
Yeah, I feel like it gross is the word. I feel like it's just. I feel like they could use a boost, like a nice like, hey, let's bring it into a more modern visual setting. But it does its job, I feel like, efficiently. It's kind of a bummer sometimes when you go to my anime list and it doesn't have what you want, but then you go, it's okay, what are you gonna do here?
I'm not gonna cry over it, because there are a lot of times where shows begin airing during the season or whatever, and you're just like,
my anime list,
there aren't any resources for this one, so I just know this show exists, and I know its plot because it's on Crunchyroll, but nobody knows where it came from or who's doing it.
Or how long it is, or
how many voice actors there are. You know, that weird
Thanks a lot, my anime list.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think it's very user driven.
Yeah, like kind of
a little Wikipedia.
Kind of like a Wikipedia, but I think Wikipedia still looks nicer than my anime list.
Completely, yeah. It's got clean shit. That's all the news that I have, man.
Okay, cool.
Not a lot of news. It's a slow news week, but that's fine, because I really just wanted to dive into this week's topic.
Let's talk about this week's topic.
Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2020. So I was playing Secret Neighbor when this was going on.
I was watching this. I was watching the My Anime Awards because I'm a good.
You're a certified anime boy. You're a weeb.
Did you watch all of this afterwards?
I watched everything.
I stopped halfway through.
Actually, I didn't watch everything. I may have skipped a lot of ads.
Because I watched. I want to say like less than half of it, and I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
There were some pretty great moments in it. So Crunchyroll Awards has been around for a minute now. This is their 4th year. And each year they keep improving in different ways. And I feel like this year they substantially improved from last year, which is great. You pretty much can't go worse than first year.
And the reason you can't go worse than first year.
Why is that?
Is because when they went to go announce the best antagonist, which is the bad guy, they go, the winner was the killer from Erase. But they didn't say the killer from Erase, who is, by the way, supposed to be a mystery. They just openly say the character's name, and they put a photo of him up.
They put like a fucking sequence of him up.
So it's just like, cool, you ruined one of the most amazing
The whole point of the show
shows.
is the mystery, dude.
It's not like it's such a huge mystery either, but just like,
hey man, can we move on from past mistakes?
No, fuck them. We'll never forgive them.
I was telling my coworker about it today. I was like, yeah, we're reviewing the Crunchyroll Awards, and this is what they did the first year. And she's seen Erased, and she's like, what?
Yeah.
She was blown away. As somebody who doesn't watch much anime, she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's like the best.
She didn't say that because she doesn't swear the way that I do.
She said, are you fudging kidding me?
She's like, oh, dang.
That's fricked up, she said.
That's really fudged up, man. It was crazy. And they've gotten so much better.
That was 4 years ago.
They've gotten a lot better, you guys.
I remember you telling me about that because I didn't know until after the fact.
Yeah.
And you were like, can you fucking believe what they did? And I was like, instantly at your level. Like, man, fuck these guys.
That's the thing where if you're a fan of Erased, if you like watched it at all, you clearly have an opinion.
Yeah.
And your opinion is you don't fucking spoil it, dude.
Yeah.
We refrained from talking about Erased very openly for a long time.
Yeah.
We still don't say what happened unless, we're
reviewing.
Unless we're all cool.
Yeah.
And
we look around the room like, is everybody on the level?
Cool?
Jenny, you good? And Jenny's like, I'm good. Like, okay, well, good. I'm always a huge fan whenever you come to the podcast and you go, hey, by the way, we're mad at this thing. And I go, fuck yeah, we're mad at this thing. I can't wait to find out why.
And you're like, yeah, fuck you, Funimation. Interspecies reviewers, it's my lifeblood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just how it goes. So this year, Crunchyroll did really good.
Did a lot better.
I'm so happy that they're getting better and better at these presentations and stuff like that. Because we did go to Crunchyroll Expo as well.
Yes.
And we went to the Crunchyroll panel where we expected them to announce certain things. And they were just like, there are a couple of shows that are coming out on Crunchyroll. And here's our mobile games.
It was very middling. I mean, because of like Anime Expo had just happened, right? Like,
yeah,
so many things had been announced and whatever. And so for us to go to Crunchyroll Expo, I was like, I thought maybe they had saved stuff. It didn't look like they'd saved really anything.
There were a couple.
They saved like, hey, this fucking pop fucking concert's going to be on.
Yeah,
and
man.
they go, cool.
You can watch Crunchyroll Hime and what's her name?
Fucking care.
Hime-sama.
And then they plugged all their games. I was like,
Kitsune Ai.
So that was a big letdown.
Yeah.
But Crunchyroll Expo still was a really fun time. Like they did a lot of good things. Not perfect. And that's kind of how like Crunchyroll, like the Crunchyroll Awards are like, it's not perfect, but it's like getting better. But it still might not be like for me. Just because of the way things are presented, I feel like.
They will get there.
One day.
And I really appreciated a lot of things that they did. And we'll kind of get into that as well in a second. But starting off this year, they had a really good host. I was super into it. Do you remember his name?
No, but he is. He's a professional wrestler.
I really counted on you for this one, and I don't know why. I should have just written it down because I was right there.
He's a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
he's a part of a like tag team trio. I think they're called like the New Something. One of them has like a trumpet. Yeah. And they wear outlandish colors and they wear like unicorn stuff.
And this dude is an anime fan.
Yeah.
And he has that energy. He has that charisma to kind of host a show and keep it going. And I think he did a really good job overall.
I think it's because of like the kind of persona that he plays in professional wrestling. He's very like hype and they're very positive and like they're very like,
no, that's
like,
what I love.
They're like super nerdy and they don't even fucking care. Like, we wear cupcake and unicorn shit, but then we'll kick your ass, kind of thing. So when he does the show, he's just like, dude, I'm a fucking very strong man who likes, anime. And I go, oh, cool, man. That's great.
Yeah, I thought that he was a really good host because first off, all of us weak ass weebs out there like look up to super strong people.
We go, whoa, we can lift a lot of.
We could do that. We are that.
Well, I'm always a big fan of also just anybody who has any sort of fame, like professional like athletes, and they go, yeah, I enjoy this, or actors and stuff. They go because
I like this weird, not really talked about nerd shit that people get bullied for all the time.
Not all people who like anime are just like, fucking people who like hide from the sun and don't go outside. There are people who like that. But they can also be like functioning normal people in society,
And that's how we started the podcast. We were like, hey, you're a relatively normal dude. You like anime? Yeah, man. I like anime.
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet.
You smell okay. You smell okay too.
Yeah. You bathed lately? Yeah, dude. 2 days ago.
Nice.
All right, cool. Then let's
It's like nice. But yeah, so he did a really good job and he's a performer because he does professional wrestling. So he was like did great with his lines. You know, he's like really good. Like he had bits where he acted, and I was like, oh, cool, man. He
was very clearly the most professional, well-spoken person.
Absolutely.
At the whole thing.
He had really good questions. He just really moved the dialogue in a great direction. He would read the situation so well. I like how like the people sometimes like people who like host things will be like they just ask a dumb question. Fucking what's his name? I think his name's like Greg Gumbel or whatever. I can't stand him. He's just like, I don't know if he still does announcing or whatever, but he would do like, he just does like, he would ask really like dumb, inappropriate questions.
Okay.
At times he'd be like, you know, there's a group of people and he'd be like, hey, yo, Samantha. So, you know, how do you like being a hot chick with massive tits? I was like, why would you ask that? Why is that an appropriate question? You know, as opposed to this guy's just like, there's like a group of people there. I think at one point there's like a guy he was working in the animation industry. Yeah. And so he goes in and goes like, hey, I know you've been working in the animation industry for 5 years now. I've been doing specifically these projects. He goes like, what do you look for? And, you know, when you know, for like best animation for whatever reason, like he very, very clearly like explained why he was asking his question. Yeah. And it's like, great. It's an awesome setup to whatever's going to become next. They did, you know, they also bring like, what are they called? Presenters, right? People who like announce the things. I recognized a few of them. Yeah. Not all of them. The one I recognized the most, I was like, I instantly knew who that was before they said his name, was a guy named Domix. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, because I watched it.
Yeah. But do you know who he is?
No, I didn't until then.
He does like these little comic and like these animations on YouTube. I really liked him a lot more when I was younger. Now, not so much. I don't watch him too much. But
what are they?
They're little animations. Like I've he'll talk about like what he's doing for school or like his little life things that he animates, or like sometimes he'll like one recently he did was like he explaining dreams, like his dreams, and that was really animated very well. But now he has like a giant team, and he's grown a lot.
He said that he's part of like a comedy group. Yeah, so I was just like, okay, sure.
He also owns like a restaurant somewhere in Canada where like they do.
Whoa.
Where it's
that dude does?
It's not a restaurant. It's a cafe. It's a gaming cafe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you go, like you spend like you buy hours to play games and stuff like that. Anyways, I was like, oh, cool. I recognize him. And I was like, oh man, he's gotten older and more out of shape. And I was like, so have I. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And then they had some other chick who was just like she did ASMR. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And I was like, I don't know who that is. Like
she was pretty good as a presenter, I thought.
I thought so too, but then at first I was like, why did they bring her? And I was like, why does it fucking matter? It's anime. Who the fuck cares?
Well, that's how she got her start, was from ASMR. Yeah. And then she went into streaming and shit. And
did she do like voice acting or whatever?
I don't know. She does some anime related stuff. And that is one thing that I really liked about this, is that everyone that they had that was there was somehow involved with animation or anime more than just like, I like it.
Or I've seen it one time.
Yeah. It was more of a, you are an influencer of some sort, you stream, you have a YouTube channel, you do something, and you're a large fan of anime and you talk about that a lot, or you exclusively do anime stuff. And that's great. Like they had ProZD on later on, who he does a lot of voice acting and he does a lot of little 30 to a minute second skits. And he talks about anime and video game type stuff, so he could relate to people really well. And then you have like Lily Pichu, that she's a pretty new up and coming internet personality who she's pretty calm and she knows her shit about fucking anime. And like she has that really specific little niche following. And when I say little, I mean tons of people are a fucking huge fan of Lily Pichu. They had a lot of people on here. They also had Mother's Basement.
Yeah. That guy we sat next to that one time.
Yeah. And what's his name? It's like Glass something or other. I don't remember. I'm really bad at different names of everything. That's why I'm so proud of remembering Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. It's just, you know, it's one of those things that resonates with me.
Yeah, but no, I'm proud of you too.
Yeah.
I think another positive thing is it felt like all the people that they had up there wanted to be there.
Except for one.
Which one?
I think it was the Glass dude. I can't remember his name exactly. He was super nervous.
Oh, was he? Oh, well, that's something different. That's, you know.
Yeah, well, he might have wanted to be there, but man, he was not having a good time. But he was talking about how he's completely like, he's getting there, or he's just sitting down, and the host immediately is just like, "You've got some great posture over there." He's like, "It's entirely just nerves and adrenaline right now."
Oh yeah,
and yeah. Then you see him like pull out the winner for the topic, and he's just shaking like violently.
He's got to read it.
Dude, as soon as you have to like read something, because I've done some presentations and had classes specifically dedicated to it. That's one of the hardest things to stop, is if you have that anxiety of presentation, is to stop the shaking. And why it's really important to have like something in front of you that you can hold on to that'll keep you steady if you're not good with that. And he just had to sit there and hold the thing that he was shaking. I felt so bad for him having to do that, but it didn't reflect in his voice at all.
Yeah, just his body.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, he might have really wanted to be there, and he got through it. But man, I don't think he actually wanted to be there, because he didn't realize how much anxiety he would have. But anyways, yeah, everyone felt like they were there for a specific reason. I thought that they chose pretty good people to present each category's winners. And overall, that whole part of it was really good. And then there's the part of it that we've never enjoyed.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that it has a place, and they don't know where to put it. So there's the whole presentation and the whole categories thing and going over the different topics, and then do really good with that. But then they also have like the live feed dude, and he reads off of Twitter and off of Twitch and YouTube and all the different places it was being streamed, and will take comments, read some of them sometimes. He analyzes data, and he seems like he would be a pretty chill guy to be around.
It's like a fun guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
I don't want him presenting anything to me, because
it feels like he's trying to deliver something that he wants everything that's said to be like
funny
or of some kind of importance. And if things aren't going exactly the way that they are, he gets
folds.
a little bit uncomfortable, and then it all goes out the window.
Yeah, well, you know, they always seem to have technical difficulties at the Crunchyroll Expo. Like, you know, they'll have to go like, hey, let's shoot to this graphic, and the graphic doesn't pop up.
You know what? That happens sometimes.
You know, it happens a lot.
But you know, on year 4, dude,
yeah,
you should work out most of those.
By year, the thing is, I was sitting there thinking like, yeah, I remember the first year, you know, they had this. And I was like, you kind of forgive anything, you know. But the longer you're doing it, you should be like, why haven't you hired some sort of professional team?
Well, they got a professional host,
right? You say like why don't you have like a?
Well, that's what I'm saying is like
they're doing the right steps. They're moving in the right direction.
You're working on it. You're just like way too late to the fucking game now,
man.
Like,
why haven't you hired like at the Crunchyroll Expo? Like they had so many things like so solid. Like the people handling like, you know, that boarding pass or like security. I was like, this is great.
I think it's really important to say that we do support Crunchyroll. We really like Crunchyroll. They have a lot of really good shows on there, and they are now offering more dubs, and they're able to give the most like exclusive content.
They have a huge library of, you know, anime that like, it's baffling. But the thing is, we're still not gonna not critique what they're doing.
And like, we expect people to critique us.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll critique you.
Yeah. You say whatever you want. You know, we don't care. But the thing is, like, it's just baffling that like they still don't have their production is still lacking, you know, because...
And you know that they beat themselves up about it too.
Yeah.
They can't like possibly, with a company that big, they can't be like, you know what, we had a couple of hiccups, but we did really fucking good out there. Instead it was just like, you know what, we did some good things, and we have some things we need to improve on. But overall, I'm going to say this is a win for us. Like more of a company thing, right?
You know what didn't happen? What didn't happen was this feed didn't cut out completely for, you know, 20 minutes, you know, that would have been a catastrophe, you know, which is great. You know, there was times where they cut to like live feeds elsewhere and there wasn't audio coming in. I was just like,
they did that in Brazil.
I was like, ugh.
That was kind of, you know, it was hard because instead of being like, well, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties here, so I'm sorry about that. Instead, they were like, well, I'm sure what they said was great. Yeah. You know, like,
which I think is like maybe just like,
I think address it a little bit more, because like we all know that clearly there are technical difficulties and you can joke about that, but this is also supposed to be like a big old presentation, and you are having a president of one of the biggest animation studios in Japan fly all the way out to present an award to him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just be a little bit more professional about certain things.
Yeah, the professionalism level needs to still get higher. I know that, like, you know, you see other awards like on television, like the Oscars or the Grammys and stuff, and those are super polished.
Well, also,
but those have been around for years, right? So,
and they're very wealthy people behind it.
So the thing is, like, I think Crunchyroll can eventually, their award show can be super slick. eventually. I think it's just not there yet. Like,
Yeah.
it still feels like they're still trying to work all the kinks, and they're getting better. But I do feel like they just need to hire, I don't know, some other more people with more professionalism. Like the guy that does the podium. I don't know who he is. I'm sure people like him and entertain. I think he's really annoying, and I don't think he's funny.
Halfway through, they played a rap song that he wrote, and it was like very anime related and like that otaku culture kind of thing going on. And it was not for me, but I for sure understand why he is there.
I feel like I've seen him before in other Crunchyroll.
He's done the exact same thing where he's reading those things off and acting the same way.
I feel like just move away from that.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. I don't care who he is. I don't like him there. One other thing is there's also like a lot of just cringy things that happen, like just like
it's mostly driven by him, honestly.
It's just like jokes and stuff that just feel like really flat, and it's like, oh man. And I think that's why I have to stop watching it, because I'm not in it for a cringe fest. I don't want to sit there and be like, dude, I just want you guys to talk about anime in an intellectual way, please. I would like to you guys make some funny jokes here and there. And tell me who won these awards. I don't have to agree with all the awards. I'm never going to agree with all the awards, but sometimes I might go, yeah, cool, that's a good point. I'm glad that won. Or I go, you know what? I don't think that deserved to win, but at the end of the day, it was a collective vote, so good for that person.
I feel like we've talked enough about
the actual awards,
the whole presentation of things. Why don't we actually get into what was presented and what's going on? Cool. So for those that do not know, Crunchyroll did a little thing where they put out user votes. So anybody that has Crunchyroll, I think it's even people that don't have Crunchyroll, could get in there and they could vote for their favorite anime. You probably have to have a Crunchyroll account, otherwise, like, how do you verify that somebody's like a real person and isn't just spamming it or whatever? Anyways, so you're able to vote on your favorites in each category. So it's entirely user driven. The only thing that we didn't have control over is what the categories are and what the nominees are. We just vote out of the nominees for the best in that category and hope that they win, which I don't think I had any problems with the nominees. I think I was happy with like most of the categories, what they nominated. And overall, I was very happy with what won. It wasn't necessarily my choice for all of them.
Yeah, but you get why they won.
Yeah, which I think is really important and really good. And it's hard to be upset at Crunchyroll. It's impossible to be upset at them because they had no control over this other than choosing the topics and the nominees, which they did a really good job of.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So they do need a best mom category, but that's just a podcast special, I guess. So we'll get there one day, boys.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anime of the year is how they started out.
Which I didn't like. I wanted that to be later.
I know. I thought we should talk about that because for us, we waited for like the last one, right?
Well, I feel like that's a huge thing. And so when they start off at the very beginning, they said anime of the year. I was like, is it over? Is this the end of it? Because I feel like you should start off with something like a softball, like best boy and best girl, or like fucking best fucking soundtrack. I don't fucking know. Some run of the mill stuff, and then get to the fucking meat and potatoes. But they started off with the big one, I guess. Well,
you got it. Anime of the year. So the different contenders were Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Carole and Tuesday, Mob Psycho 102, Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, which is so fucking cool that they got there.
Yeah.
The Promised Neverland, and Vinland Saga. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, 4 of these I would vote for.
Yeah.
I don't know which one would win out of those 4, but 4 I would vote for.
I think it was like a strong group of just like strong nominees. Yeah.
Out of those 6, I think that personally 4 were great. I can imagine the other 2 being great for other people. And as it turns out, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba wins.
Yeah.
And that's not one that I would have voted for, but people fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Demon Slayer. When that was presented, it was like, all right.
Cool. and the thing
Domix was the one that was super hyped about that, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I remember, when I talked to you about this, like the argument about like what was going to win best animation versus best anime of the year, right?
Yeah.
I'm really happy with with the thing that won best animation. I'm okay with this winning anime of the year because it's very popular. And this is a popularity contest, right?
It completely is. That's why I was like, you know what?
That's fine.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, just because, I would have voted for something else.
I would have voted for 4 of those 6, even though I loved Carole and Tuesday. Yeah. And I did really like parts of Demon Slayer up until, a certain point where I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm getting what I want out of this.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was bad.
And that's the thing. Like, Demon Slayer is fine for other people. And a lot of people, because it won, so good for them.
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy the show too much, so no big deal.
Wasn't for me either. Yeah, but that's fine. Next up was the best protagonist. So we had Senku from Dr. Stone, Emma from The Promised Neverland, Hyakkimaru from Dororo, Saitama from One Punch Man Season 2, Tanjiro Kamado from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Tohru Honda from Fruits Basket. Out of this, I thought that there were not that many strong contenders personally. Mm-hmm. I'm like, best protagonist, I don't know how many there were. So in my head, I was like, I might be able to mess around with 2 of them.
I really liked, I already forgot what the nominees were. That's how fucking...
I really wanted Emma from Promised Neverland to win.
That's the one I would have voted for.
I think that one's like, in my head, that's fucking clear as day.
I think it's such a good show. She's such a good main character. Yeah. That's what I would have voted for. I think Saitama being there is it almost feels like a cop-out because I think season 2...
I don't even know if it's a cop-out. It just feels wrong. He was in maybe half.
But I think the main issue is with I think season 2, One Punch Man, you and I have talked about this. We don't like it.
Oh, no. Hated it.
Think
I'm saying I hated it.
I don't like it at all. And the fact that but I like Saitama a lot, right?
He's so good.
So it feels like, oh man, I get it. You want him to have some sort of representation in there. But is that warranted?
This isn't the right time.
Nah.
He's a great character.
Bad season.
Not that great in season 2, man. So yeah, terrible choice there. But I thought that Tohru Honda from Fruits Basket, I'm like, yeah, dude, for sure. She's a super charming character in the show that she's in. Tanjiro is probably a good choice as well. Just considering that he's a very typical shonen protagonist, but he does have a lot more positives to him than the negatives that a lot of shonen protagonists have. Yeah. Where they have that whole like whiny, I don't know if I could do it thing.
Oh, I'm such a bitch.
He's like really determined. He's like, fuck you. I'm keeping my sister alive and I'll learn how to be a fucking ninja.
I'm a lot happier now that whole like protagonist being just like the world's biggest whiny bitch,
Yeah.
just getting beat up.
Fading
it's kind of fading away because
ways.
I got really sick of it being like, no one likes me. He's like, fucking shut up.
It's obnoxious.
I'm pretty sure the winner was
Senku from Dr.
Stone, right? Dr. Stone won.
Yeah, so Dr. Stone wins. But yeah, Senku was a great protagonist for the show that he was in. The show actually could not exist in any capacity without him. And it's not like he's just so powerful and so strong that he's the driving force like all the other fucking shows out there. Instead, it's just he is a great character for this world and he's able to drive a different kind of plot. And you get special things from him, like while he's a genius and while he's clearly smarter than everyone else and could advance this technology, he's also like, and we're going to make some soba noodles and we're going to make some Coca-Cola and cotton candy and we're going to have a little bit of fun. We don't need to make cotton candy, but we're going to because we're making a cotton candy machine in order to spin some metal. And we're going to have fun with it too. I really appreciated that he does have these moments of like just fun and like good-natured, well-intentioned, heart-filled moments,
Yeah, even though I would have personally voted for Emma.
Absolutely.
Like I like Senku. Like I'm not even like the biggest fan with Dr. Stone. We kind of just watch Dr. Stone because it's something to put on. And
we felt really just in the middle.
Yeah, about Dr. Stone. But Senku is a really good character. So it makes sense for him to win in this spot. Again, some of the nominees in here were like, meh. It's okay. I'm okay with this happening. I don't care.
Very okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't fucking. None of these awards matter.
The only one I fucking care about is best animation,
which we'll get to in a minute. So, best antagonist, we had Isabella from The Promised Neverland, Magase from Babylon, Angela from Carole and Tuesday, Askeladd from Vinland Saga, Garou from One Punch Man Season 2, and Overhaul from My Hero Academia Season 4. I almost feel like they couldn't remember who villains were. A few of them are really good, but yeah, man, I don't know. Angela from Carole and Tuesday as a villain.
That's what I thought.
Did you watch it?
I think the word antagonist. That's the thing because she technically is the antagonist, right? Like the protagonists are Carole and Tuesday, right? So like who is their rival?
But I never felt like they were rivals.
I feel like Angela very much thought that they were rivals
in the first half.
But the second half sucks balls, so no one cares.
Whoa!
That is
my
a stance.
God.
That's the
Instagram stance, I guess.
We said it. It's true.
But yeah, anyways, getting into the second half, Angela's just dealing with her own shit and immediately isn't a part of this Carole and Tuesday shit.
That's the way antagonist. That's what happens when you're an antagonist, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You get addicted to drugs and become sad because you're. Okay. I was about to spoil it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But guess what happens? No, I don't want to say.
Who I thought?
I agree. I feel like antagonist is very harsh.
Yeah, like you could easily argue that. Fuck, what is his name? He's the greatest, man.
Vertigun.
Yeah.
Artigan, yeah.
Yeah. You could argue that he is an antagonist because he fucking hates Carole and Tuesday and he's trying to keep them down in that first half and he's not willing to like vote them on to the next level and all that shit. But I'm not going to argue that because there isn't really an antagonist. They're just different viewpoints in the same world.
I think they just wanted to maybe give Carole and Tuesday some more representation, right? And they're just like, well, you can't put Angela as a protagonist. You can't put her as fucking, best girl. There's no way she's best girl. It's essentially like they want to show some love. They put her in there. I don't think she's going to win.
Which, I don't know, man. It was fucking weird. So anyways.
I like who won this, though.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, absolutely. This is the one that I agree with most so far. Isabella from the Promised Neverland one. I think that she was a great antagonist because, and they kind of talked about the two things that I want to talk about really quick. At the Crunchyroll Awards, Isabella is such a great character. She's a really good driving force. She does kind of rival what's going on in the show. And she gives you just a completely different feeling. Like there's that really nurturing side to her and that absolutely evil natured side that we see for a lot of it from the kid's perspective, like from everything.
Like this like robotic monster.
Yeah, just she was terrifying. Just so much personality, and as more layers unfold to the story, she becomes more and more interesting. I love Mom. She's fucking awesome. But Babylon, we have talked about it and talked about how fucked up it gets, that this chick is like mind raping people, and it gets to a point where she's like just she's just evil. She's just pure evil, which is a really good it's a really good villain. It's an easy person to hate. It's an easy thing to hate.
Yeah, it's a very good way to be like, yeah, she's like the most evil person ever. Yeah, let's put her for best antagonist, you know?
When Goblin Slayer first started up and you're like, oh my God, so they're just raping people?
Goblins
like,
are so
you kidding
fucking
me?
evil.
Yeah, you're immediately just like, yeah, no, that's the most evil thing that's ever existed. I agree with Goblin Slayer.
And the thing is, like, I like the way I like goblins are like fantasy, like small, cute little loser goblins. Like, oh, nice. And then like
you're more of a slime goblin.
Yeah, those kind of goblins. Like, oh, like Gopta, you know. And then I go, hold on, no, Demon Slayer opened my eyes to fucking real goblins, and I hate them.
Yeah, man. So, anyways, this is that same level of like just pure fucking evil.
Yeah, like
pure evil.
It's like if they could nominate Hitler, they should. So they did.
Yeah. But best, I mean, she was pure evil.
Yeah.
So anyways,
but I agree with who won.
Yeah, that's who I would have voted for. It's who I did vote for because I voted for this. So, no big deal. Okay, moving on to best boy.
Okay,
and of course they had to have best boy and best girl categories. It's kind of a necessity. So we get rid of the moms. We add the boys and girls. It's fine. Actually, we did get the mom. So are we okay?
No, because she's not best mom. She is best antagonist.
I feel like somebody was like, you guys, we should just make a best mom category. That way,
like, shut the fuck
we could
up.
give Babylon the win for this one and give Isabel the win for that one.
And then can we put Angela somewhere?
Yeah, might as well. Anyways, best boy. So we have Tanjiro Kamado from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Bruno Bakirati from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, Hyakkimaru from Dororo, Kanata Hoshijima from Astra Lost in Space, Norizo Machio from How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and Shigeo Mob Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. I mean, this one's just a clear winner in my book.
I mean, I would have picked Mob 100 times over.
Yeah, like 1,000 million for me. But I think we all already know who wins this one just because Anime of the Year, dog. It's Tanjiro. He crushed it.
Which is fine. I mean, I do. At one point, I really liked him as a character. I don't know. The show just, again, like, it's just a thing.
It just faltered for me.
The show just got over the show. Didn't want to watch it anymore. But, I mean, I did like him. But the thing is he better than Mob? I don't think so.
He wants to protect his sister, and everyone else is like, we have to protect her. So he's very relatable. He's got good heart. He has good intention. He's got a lot of drive. I totally understand him winning Best Boy.
Yeah, I get why he wins Best Boy. I'm not happy he won Best Boy, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because it's popularity, and he's more popular right now. That's great.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's all good.
And JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I know that people are upset, but sorry, man. Bruno can't win them all. You know, it's just how it goes. I don't think Hyakkimaru should have fit in. I don't think he fits in anywhere in these categories.
Best antagonist.
I fucking loved Dororo. It was such a good show.
Wait, Hyakkimaru is the titular Dororo, right? He's the main character.
He is Dororo, yeah.
He's the arms guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Dororo from Dororo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's so funny. They're just like, yeah, the main character, Dororo. Oh, that's right. You mean Hyakkimaru. So
So yeah, Hyakkimaru, I fucking love him. Do not think he deserves Best Boy. Don't really understand him being in that category.
It's a very strange thing to put him there.
He is very driven by hate, and I don't think that that's appropriate for a Best Boy.
I think it's because they didn't put him in like best protagonist.
They couldn't put him in. Well, they fucking did put him in Best Protagonist.
Oh, did they?
He didn't win. It's just a rough time, dude.
Rough
times
dog.
To be alive.
Dude, the party is truly over.
I
don't get that joke, but I'm gonna say it all the time.
It's the intro. Party is over.
Yeah, party's over.
Like, yeah, party's over. I'm in it. God, it's such a good song. Best girl. We all already know and love her. If you're an anime fan, you already know and love it. Anyways, so the contenders are Raphtalia from The Rising of the Shield Hero, Carole from Carole and Tuesday, Chika Fujiwara from Kaguya-sama Love is War, Emma from The Promised Neverland, Kohaku from Dr. Stone, and Nezuko Kamado from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. For this one, I have two.
I have two also, and just kind of barely.
Yeah.
I will say.
Who would you vote for? If you had to vote out of those two, who do you vote for?
One's very, damn it. I guess I'd vote for Raphtalia.
Me too.
Yeah. And I'm not happy about it. Okay? I'm not happy about it.
But just to be clear.
The reason I'm not happy about it is because she was a child for like a bit, and then she turned into like, I don't know.
See, my whole thing is I hate Earthlings, you know?
Fuck them.
I'm only into Martians.
No.
So sorry, Carole, you're out.
I don't know, man. The reason I don't think I would vote for Carole is because I think Tuesday fits better under Best Girl, I think.
Here's the whole thing with Best Girl. Whether you want to say it or not, Best Girl started as something that's like, who's your waifu?
Yeah.
That's essentially what Best Girl is. People might be like, fuck you, no, it's not. I'm like,
it has changed.
Dude, it's changed over time.
A little bit, but at its core, it's that. And I think...
Yeah. Tuesday fits that a little bit more because she's got that like girlish flair to it. And Carole has a little bit too much rebellion and stuff to fit like that. You know, hey... What's up? You wanna hang out and date me?
Yeah,
kind of feel
exactly. And you know, it's a weird thing to say because they're not real.
Yeah, clearly.
But the thing is, you know, Carole's super cool, and I feel like I would like to hang out with her as like bros hanging out, like doing like, hey, let's go. I'm not going to say, hey, let's go skateboard. I'm not a skateboard guy. But I'd be like, hey, let's go hang out and watch this or do this.
Yeah, let's go catch some waves. Let's go ride your wave.
Let's go fucking make some beats, bro. Something, you know?
Yeah.
But Tuesday, I feel like out of Carole and Tuesday, I feel like she should have been nominated for Best Girl. Mm-hmm. But out of all ones of there, I think Raphtalia is most realistically like the one I'm going for.
She takes the cake for me. This was a pretty big upset for a lot of people.
Nezuko, is that the girl?
Nezuko is the demon girl.
The demon girl, yeah.
The sister.
I really didn't want her to win just because I didn't want fucking Demon Slayer to take all of it. You know.
So the reason I didn't want her to win?
Because she's not human.
That's kind of my reasoning.
She's a monster.
It's because she doesn't have much personality.
Whoa, have you seen her when she's all small in the box and super cute?
She's super cute, and that's almost it. And then when she needs to, she progresses the plot and she kicks some ass.
She's super aggro, dude. She's the perfect waifu. I take it back. I take everything back.
Yeah, okay.
All our votes go to fucking Nezuko.
I love Nezuko. I love that little clip of her like being a short little gremlin monster and just like bouncing along and running really fast. I love it.
One of my favorite images is like is like the 3D box, and it's like see through, and she's just like shrunk in it, and I was like,
Yeah, man.
nice.
Nezuko's great.
That's great.
Definitely not a best girl. A lot of people were upset about her not winning, though. So
It's
whatever.
okay. It is what it is.
But honestly, Kohaku from Dr. Stone.
She's like the spear chick, the one that fights, right? Yeah. I wouldn't have voted her.
Yeah, no, because Dr. Stone's whole thing is a lot more driven by just like plot stuff happening.
Science.
And I feel like
she is very appropriate for, or apropos for the whole like waifus though. Like people are like, dude, she's hot, you know? She wears her underwear when she goes in the water and stuff.
I mean, waifus are just like, and when they were talking about the difference between best boy and best girl and whatnot, like how you can tell what it is on the awards, I think they did a pretty good job explaining it as like, hey man, it's that thing that you just feel it and you know, like they are the best boy or the best girl, which is the same thing for people and they're like waifus and husbandos. It's just like, that's the fucking one. I don't know why I like you so much, but you hit all of those right points for me.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my boy Kate, who's in love with Levi, stuff like that.
Kate, can we talk? He's so fucking short. Okay, Levi's a tiny man.
He kicks ass and he flies in the sky, and he's a
neat
clean
freak. Okay?
He's a clean living motherfucker.
No one likes
in
him.
this dust-driven world. He gets covered in all this stuff that he hates. He fucking hates getting covered in this gross ass blood.
Okay,
he does it anyways.
Okay, he's an orphan. You know what that means, right? His family chose to leave him. He's no good, Kate. Just think about it.
And then Emma is inappropriate. She's a child, dude.
She's a child. She is like,
even though she's like
12
way
years
fucking
old, yeah.
smarter than I'll ever be, she's just fucking 12. And then finally, Chika from Kaguya-sama. I could understand that.
Yeah, no, that one I can see it getting votes from me, right? But but I didn't watch that show, and besides the Chica dance, I don't know much about her.
That's all you need to know. That, and like I think she gives people cola or something. I don't know. She seems like a sweetheart.
That Chica dance is like one of the coolest things ever, though.
It really is. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so then I think that this is the part where they were just like, all right, so we're just gonna skip a whole bunch of shit, and we're just gonna show you like all the winners of these categories really quick.
Did you tell us who won that last one?
Oh, I thought we talked about Raphtalia and said that she won.
We didn't say she won.
She won!
We
Yay!
said we would have voted for her.
Yeah, and we did, and she won.
Yeah. She won, and
our votes tipped the scales.
She won by 2 votes. I wanted to... Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I
mean, that being said, neither of us are like actual best boy, best girl, kind of like, we don't have that compassion behind it. But when we see Mob, we're like, I get that.
I don't know. I'm biased because obviously, like, my best boy is Mob, right? And my best girl is always Uraraka. So it's like
it's just hard, man. And she wasn't even a contender, which sucks.
Which is fine. I mean, like this last season or whatever, my hero was okay. So like, do I expect her to be in there? No, but she's still my favorite. Fucking Gopta. Why didn't Gopta get best boy?
Should have gotten best boy. Best director though. Tetsuro Araki, who made Attack on Titan Season 3, Kiyotaka Suzuki, who made Babylon, Shinichiro Watanabe and Motonobu Hori for Carole and Tuesday, Yuzuru Tachikawa for Mob Psycho 102, Kunihiko Ikuhara for Sarazanmai, and Shuhei Yabuta for Vinland Saga. I understand
a lot of these, yeah.
I definitely do. For me,
Babylon's...
I understand that.
Really? Was it popular? Did people really like it? Because
some people fucking loved it.
Because from what I remember you talking about it,
I was like, wow, I'm really interested in it. And then I'm like, they lost me. It's gotten too weird. But I think that the directing was pretty good. They had a lot of really good shots and whatnot. And I think it was put together pretty well. And it wound up not being a show for me because it just got a little bit too like, I don't fucking believe in this. They lost me somewhere along the way.
No.
Like, I was really intrigued until it got into the like, I'm just like a cyber demon that makes people molest themselves or whatever.
I feel like as a category, this one did have some solid nominees though.
I mean, you kind of have to throw Watanabe in there no matter what.
Yeah.
He's done Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo.
So fucking gimme,
He's done
bro.
fucking Kids on Slope. Carole and Tuesday was a great show, but best director, I don't know.
But part 2 sucked ass, like we said earlier.
Yep.
You're like, yeah.
I'm just so fucking bummed because I had such a good time with the first half, and the song still fucking bop, dude.
Bro. No, it's fine. Look,
It's
as a whole, Carole Tuesday is still a good show.
I'm just bummed.
I enjoyed the first half more than the second half.
Me too. It looked really good, and they did a good job with the world, and people talked about that a bit on the awards, how fucking, maybe they didn't skip this one. I don't know. I remember them talking about how well explained and drawn and everything the whole world of Carole and Tuesday was. They did a really good job building that world.
Mars, yeah.
Mars. No, the futuristic, like, how is our society going to change, and how is music going to change, and artists,
politics,
and all of that.
Bunch of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they did a good job at showing us little pieces of everything. Like, oh, okay, so this restaurant grows their food in like a greenhouse on top of the restaurant because they're on Mars.
And they need to make their goddamn pizza somehow, yeah.
It was pretty cool. So yeah, anyways, I understand all of these. Sarazan Mai was something very unique and original. Vinland Saga, they had one of the best story arcs for any character I've ever seen. And then Mob Psycho 100 is, oh my God.
It's top tier, yeah.
It's so good. But Attack on Titan Season 3, Tetsuro Araki won.
That's good.
I loved it.
Season 3 was really fun.
It was so good. I love the show.
Season 3 Part 2, which was, also Season 4.
Fucking amazing.
Which I always love being upset about Attack on Titan. But yeah, Season 3 was a really good time.
It was so good. And I definitely understand him winning Best Director. Yeah. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what's going to happen with Erwin? What's going to happen with the Beast Titan? What's going to happen with everyone?
Yeah, Levi's a little short ass fucking loser.
It's great. Okay, Best Animation. So these are the shows nominated: Mob Psycho 102, Attack on Titan Season 3, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia, and Sarazan Mai, and Vinland Saga. What do you think about all these? Best Animation? Think some of them are definitely good contenders for that?
For sure, man. I really liked Sarazan Mai, even though it was really strange.
Animation was great.
Very much enjoyed the animation.
So good.
Vinland Saga, fucking Wit's killing it.
Oh my God,
we just talked about Attack on Titan.
Clearly.
Mob Psycho's great.
Demon Slayer had like one of those fights that people would rewatch over and over, and it had that fucking incredible fight.
It does have those really good clips where it's like, oh, cool. And you're like, everything's kind of normal. And then, and then it just fucking gets pushed to like 11,
Ufotable knows how to animate.
Yeah, they for sure know what they're doing. I don't know.
Same with Fate. I think it's also Ufotable, but I don't know.
And the thing is, I'm not very familiar with Fate. And then there was one more that was like something else.
No.
Is that it? It's like was Fate the Grand Apocalypse thing or whatever?
Yeah, Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia, duh.
Oh, I'm sorry, that mouthful.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with Fate. I've seen a couple things.
We'll get around to it.
Maybe if we, fucking can't use our legs and arms and it's played in front of us in order.
Next week, dude.
The dream.
We're going to do it.
The dream. My only issue with this was when it was there, because they're all really great, right? They showed like one of those graphics like, hey, this is who was polling to win early, and polling to win and fucking killing it.
I dropped everything.
Killing it was Demon Slayer. Like, it was fucking heads and shoulders above everything.
It was like half of the people right then that were like, who do you think's gonna win? They were like, yeah, it's Demon Slayer.
And I was like, oh man. No, like I was like, you guys got fucking anime of the year. Please don't
Just let me get something,
because I don't think they had the best animation of the year. At least in my opinion, right?
You know what? I'm looking at this list right here, and I see at least 3 others that had better animation.
Oh, absolutely. And the one that won, I was over the moon.
Oh, because we voted Mob Psycho 102.
Yeah, which is,
oh my God. It's so good. It looks gorgeous.
It's a really good season.
It looks disgusting.
Visually, it's great. The intro was amazing. And, I know that
they do such wild shit in that show. Like, they're able to make those psychedelic sequences feel so much better and look so fucking good.
Remember how that giant piece of broccoli came out of nowhere?
Oh my God, yes.
It's pretty cool, man.
Never forget.
Always remember. But what, it's just like, I know that Mob Psycho isn't for everybody, like.
Do you?
I do. I know that.
Because I don't think you do.
I know. I
talk about it an awful lot, bro.
Shut the fuck up. Because it wasn't for us at one point, and then we grew into it, and we've like learned to love it. And I think it's super great that this won Best Animation.
I'm so happy for it.
And it's people might think that, anime of the year is like the award to win. I think the award to win is best animation. In my opinion, I think that's the most important award to win. And that's just, I don't know, that's my bias towards it. I think that one has like the most merit.
I think everything has their own merits, but best animation shows the most consistency.
It's like, it's fucking, it's like, is the drawing clean? Does it move great? Like
again and again, not just like, because look at Demon Slayer, for example. There might be a lot of still frames. There might be a lot of like shonen ass things going on, but you have some of the best looking fights. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, the whole
show,
too, yeah.
The whole show doesn't look as good as Mob does, where everything, the art direction was so fucking good, and they really utilized those really high detailed moments, as well as the like lack of color and lack of stuff going on, and the kind of like more grotesque designs for characters and faces and whatnot.
Was season 2 really last year?
Dude, it was so good.
That feels so long ago because
it was like a full year ago from today.
Because like the first episode is like,
I think it aired alongside Promised Neverland.
Was that only a year ago?
Yeah. Well, wow. That's why it's in here, man.
Oh my God. No, because I remember seeing that. I think it's in the first episode. Someone rips up the I think it's like a story that the girl that is like says she likes Mob up, right, and throws it in the air, and then he grabs it, and then it all comes together and creates one manuscript. Yeah. That was fucking beautiful. Like I still think about it, I'm like, wow, what a fucking amazing just shot. It's a great show. I'm really glad that this is what won.
I mean, one thing that I think of constantly with this is that moment where he's fighting the teleport guy, and they're just teleporting to location after location where he's slamming his face down. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's so fucking cool.
That's when they're like raiding the like
they were about to raid the tower.
Okay.
And they're outside fighting teleport guy.
And they like he pops up to fight teleport guy, and teleport guy's like, fuck this. He's like he instantly knows that he's like outmatched, right? And he disappears, right?
I think that's it.
Great show, man. Good shit.
It's so good, you guys. Go watch One Punch Man season 2.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you should. You should go watch something and then
appreciate. It's the same guy that wrote Mob Psycho.
And then appreciate some
totally different team, totally different everything.
Just go watch it. And just go watch it. It'll make you appreciate other things.
Judge it for yourself. Don't take our.
Yeah, go watch Parasite.
Don't. Yeah, Parasite's good though. So anyways, best character design. Let's move on to that. Satoshi Iwata, original character design by Hiroyuki Asada. Dororo.
Okay.
Tsunenori Saito. Original character design by Eisaku Man, these names are going to be hard. Eisaku Kubunochi, who did Carole and Tuesday.
Okay.
Yuko Iwasa for Dr. Stone. Yuko Yahiro. Original character design by Aka Kasaka, who did Kaguya-sama Love is War. Kyoko Ishikawa, the original character designed by Migi, who did Sarazanmai. And Takahiko Abiru, original character design by Makoto Yukimura for Vinland Saga. And the winner was for Dororo. I think that makes sense. There's some really good character design in Dororo, dude.
I didn't watch Dororo, and that's my fault. I do want to watch it eventually.
I think you would really enjoy it.
I picked Sarazanmai just because I really like the character design for that.
I think I might have chose Carole and Tuesday, honestly.
Also really good designs.
Yeah. This one, there's lots of good character designs in so many different shows. Even shows that I don't really care for. I'm like, those fucking designs are rad as hell.
Like even like the toilet show.
Yeah. You go, dude, it looks so fucking good.
It's like, what a cool looking show. But,
totally not for me. But, man, it looks so fucking cool. So that's why I really wanted to know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then next up, I don't have a whole lot to say about character designs. I think that they're just really good ones in so many shows.
Yeah.
So, the best score, Maki for Carole and Tuesday, Hiroyuki Sawano for Attack on Titan Season 3, Go Shina and Yuki Kaijura for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Tatsuya Kato, Hiroaki Susumi, and Yuki Kanesaka for Dr. Stone, Yugo Kano for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, and Kevin Penkin for The Rising of the Shield Hero. Best score was for Maki, Carole and Tuesday. I agree with it. I really like the score for that. It was fucking great. I could also definitely see Attack on Titan season 3 because every scene, the music just drives it so well. It impresses me.
That orchestral stuff, yeah. No, I think Carole is a good win for this one. I'm okay with that, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I didn't feel very strong about the music in Dr. Stone or Demon Slayer at all. I just didn't care.
Your Ohio has gotten us in a lot of trouble, buddy.
That's literally just an intro song. The whole score, I didn't like most of the music in it. It was fine. It all got the job done.
Well, in my head, I just listened to the intro the whole time.
Sakai, good morning. Whoa. Yeah, man. So best fight scene going from music to fight boys. I think it's appropriate. We got Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Rui. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, of course. Emperor Crimson versus Metallic. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind. Levi versus Beast Titan. Attack on Titan Season 3. Mob versus Toichiro?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
It's a psychic guy.
The fucking psychic guy from Mob Psycho 102. Thorfinn and Thorkel from Vinland Saga. Ushiwakamaru versus Tiamat from Fate Grand Order. Yeah, Absolute Demonic from Babylon. Yeah, I'm like that fucking long ass name again, dude. All right, so from this one, this was a little bit weird because I saw 3 out of the 6.
I think I might have saw like 2.
Yeah, but on the voting, I think you got to watch those scenes.
Oh,
I
cool.
think it gave you that option of it. So I did watch them, and I definitely still sided with Vinland Saga. I had such a fun time with Thorkel and Thorfinn fighting it out, duking it.
I think I did. Man, Kate's going to be upset that I didn't vote for Levi because he sucks.
Levi, it was a great fight, but honestly, it's not the thing that I remember most.
Yeah.
It shows it, and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, because he's just swirling around the Beast Titan arm, and you're like, yeah, man, this guy's driven from rage right now, and I'm feeling it. Demon Slayer winning, though, I mean, I watched the fight. This is the one that people would watch over and over. It was fucking top tier.
It was cool. I think I think the Vinland Saga was pretty cool. Thorfinn, Thorkill.
And Mob Psycho 100, it's hard to say because all of the fights are really good.
Yeah.
And I don't think that fight was that memorable to me.
I agree. I mean,
I know what happens.
And sometimes I don't even care about the fights. There's so many other things I like about the show. It's like,
yeah,
cool, they fought great.
I mean, there are certain fights and you remember certain things. Like you'll remember, of course, when he goes up against giant tall hair boy and he makes him full fucking naked and cuts off all of his hair.
Yeah.
Because he used to have short hair and it was gorgeous.
Anyways, bald,
yeah. That fight is insanely memorable to me. And then the fight that got me to watch the show where they're in the alleyway and White Tea Poison comes up and is going to duke it out with fucking Nebula Arms or whatever his name was, right?
Nebula Arms, yeah.
What do you want to call it?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That was fucking sick. And then
White Tea Kill.
White Tea Poison?
Yeah, White Tea Poison. That was his fucking street name or whatever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mob Psycho, check it out. And then you go into the second season, and I'm honestly like, I remember Teleport Fight pretty well because there were a lot of fights in this show.
Yeah.
I don't remember everything super clearly. I know that he for sure fights Umbrella Man, and that was pretty compelling. And mostly tried to get him to be like friends. And I remember that a bunch of side characters had a bunch of duking it out with people. It had a lot of really cool moments in it. But man, they're not as memorable as season 1 to me. I think it's because at that point I was like, yeah, but I'm in it for the story and the characters, and like their whole family just died. What the fuck? You know, those kinds of moments. And it went a lot more. The striking moments in Mob 2 were more of going into his head and seeing him without powers and seeing him crumble and watching that like emotional side of things. Because season 1 was like, get it, guys? It's not about power. It's about emotion. And then season 2 was like, no, like here's some like really.
Let's show you some fucking power, bro. Here's some fucking emotion.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of both. It was great.
Good show.
But yeah, fight scene. Definitely Demon Slayer.
It's fine, yeah.
I could see that. It's a fucking great fight, dude. People lost their goddamn shit. Which, I don't know, man.
It's fine, yeah.
I don't know. Because for me, it really fits the show. To where Tanjiro went from doing goddamn nothing to suddenly being able to slice like threads and create water. And then they used like blood demon magic by the end of it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. It wouldn't make me lose my shit because I already know that the world's pretty capable of that kind of stuff. But if they just busted it out suddenly, I'd be like, holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Different levels of hype for me. Anyways, moving on. Best couple. Kaguya Shinomiya and Miyuki Shirogane from Kaguya-sama Love is War. Baki Hanma and Kozue Matsumoto from Baki.
Boo.
Mafuyo Sato and Ritsuka Uenoyama from Given. And Reo and Mabu from Sarazan Mai. Rika Zonozaki and Shunamagi from O Maidens in Your Savage Season. And finally, Emir and Historia from Attack on Titan Season 3. For this one, there's honestly only one that I wanted to vote for. I mad respected all the representation of the different like gay couples in here, which I think was great. I didn't watch Given. I feel like that could be a really compelling one for me. Kaguya-sama wound up winning. I will say that, which I think is fucked up. It was even nominated. But then again, this is like, you can't win. Either people are going to be pissed it wasn't added, or people are going to be pissed that it was. And I'm one of the people that's pissed that it was.
Is it because the whole, the conceit of it is that they're like a couple that's in love or whatever, and then like the show, they're like trying to pretend they're not in love? What's the, why you bummed?
They're not actually a couple.
Okay, that's
even,
okay.
Yeah, even though they love each other, they're not willing to admit it. And I feel like that doesn't make you a couple. But in a way, it also kind of does, because you're both not willing to admit it. And I hate that it's up with all of these other ones that are like admittedly like they do love each other.
Are Historia and What's-Her-Face a couple technically? Are they actually a couple?
They both loved each other dearly.
Did they say it? Like, hey, we're in love?
They definitely made them lesbian, and you knew that they were lesbian.
Okay, well, I didn't fucking know.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. Now
when Amir's like holding Historia and is like, I'm a fucking gremlin, but I love you. Goodbye forever. And then like goes and dies in a field. That. I'm pretty sure she said that.
She didn't say. Okay. Well, I like the Given Boys because I really like that show.
I figured you would like them a lot. Yeah.
I felt like I knew the Love is War people were going to win because it's so super popular.
Baki shouldn't have been in there,
dude. That Love, I don't know. I've watched some. I didn't watch all of Baki. I couldn't get to part 2. I'm gonna one day though. But I remember their love interest is like it. It was felt weird. I didn't like it.
It was uncomfortable. It was
gross. Like he almost killed her because he was kissing her too good. That's true love.
That's true love. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Baki sucks, dude. Why was that even fucking mentioned?
It blew my mind that it was in there.
Yeah.
But then Sarazan Mai, the police in that, I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah.
But also, I never felt like they were much of a focus, and I feel like best couple should always have a focus. Yeah. That's why I don't really care about Ymir and Historia. Is that it is that thing that it's just very quickly glossed over. Yeah. But I think that Rika Zonozaki and Shunamagi should have won from O Maidens in Your Savage Season.
I like them a lot personally. Too, yeah.
I think that not enough people were able to watch it, and that's why it didn't win. Because this is just the popular vote, and most people didn't have access to High Dive.
Maybe people should fucking get woke and get with the fucking powerhouse of anime, High Dive. They finally fixed their app for you because I don't have it fixed on my phone.
Pull it up right now.
All right, give me a second.
So, anyways, I think that they should have won because it showed all these different levels of their relationship between like, I
got a fucking login screen.
Hell yeah, dude. That's as far as you need to go to know that it works.
I don't have the password, so I don't know what it is.
It's fine. It's just...
Yeah, just air it right now. Let everybody know.
Yeah, it's perfect. But yeah, I thought that since O Maidens in Your Savage Season was entirely focused on love, similar to Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Yeah.
I felt like those two were the two that should really go off against each other. And I thought one of them was a very authentic relationship between a fucking weirdo and just like a sweet kid.
That likes train porn. No. Bus porn.
Wrong people, dude.
Oh, you're talking about the other guys.
I'm talking about the weird chick who's like running the book club.
Oh, they're the couple?
Yeah, they're the couple.
I thought it was the other couple. I thought it was the main character and the neighbor.
That's the one that it should have been, right? Because I love them as a
I
couple.
like their couple
I thought
story
their
a lot.
dynamic was sweet as hell, dude.
Because they end up being a couple by the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them.
They were great.
I do like the older, the third year, and like they're cute, but it's very, very small. It's like very like.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not the focal point of everything, you know.
But the fact that they were in there, I feel like it was fun seeing how they changed as people from dating each other.
Yeah. Well, when you're dating someone,
whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about it.
I loved her
you'll
cockiness.
understand when you date
it's like,
somebody.
when you start dating someone, you understand, and then they're like, "Yo, bitch, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about anymore. You were completely different like a day ago, and now you think everything's different.
Yeah, you couldn't even say sex fucking 24 hours ago. Now it's all you talk about: sex, sex, sex. It's a good show.
It's a great show. It's like one of the best. Should have won Best of the Year.
No, it shouldn't have.
No, but I think it should have been nominated. And was it nominated?
I think it should have been nominated for,
of course,
for character design. I think this show looks really good.
Oh man! All right.
Yeah.
So we'll quickly go over this because I don't have much of an opinion. I don't think you do either, which is kind of a shame, but whatever. Best voice actor performance for Japanese was Yuichi Nakamura as Bruno Bucchiarati from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, Mamoru Miyano as Ryo Niboshi from Sarazan Mai, Sayori Hayama as Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Yukino Satsuki as Ai Magase from Babylon, Yuko Kaida as Isabella from The Promised Neverland, and Yusuke Kobayashi as Senku from Dr. Stone. Honestly, everyone's got great voices. That's the fucking thing about this, man. They're all hired professionals and they fucking crush it. And it's a really hard thing for me to choose, except for the winner was Yuichi Nakamura as Bruno Bucchiarati from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind.
Think about for Senku, just because, why not?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Why not?
I think I voted for Isabella just because, why not?
No.
Anyways.
You can like whatever you like.
Yeah.
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 But the only time I've actually cared about it was Zombieland Saga. That dude fucking crushed it. And no show has ever been like that prominent of like, if somebody else played that guy, like it kind of felt like Shrek. And I'm saying this seriously.
I know you don't fuck around with Shrek.
I don't fuck around with Shrek, dude. Like Mike Myers was hired, and anytime that you see any of the
Chris Farley stuff,
the Chris Farley storyboards, or he actually originally did Shrek with a Canadian accent, and he changed it over to a Scottish accent once he learned that Lord Farquaad was going to be an English accent, and he was like, what's like a low class working kind of thing? And then he went to Scottish. I think that's that level of like, nobody else could do this. He fucking nailed it and made the movie what it is. I think that Zombieland Saga, nobody else could have done it. He fucking made that show what it was. And for the best voice actor, I honestly can't say because I haven't seen Jojo, but I've seen all of the others and heard their voice actors. And they were all great.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's not just fine. They were all great.
It's fine. It's like one of those categories where it's like, you know what? I don't really want to vote because I don't really have too much to. They're all doing great in the field that they do. So
like, keep up the good work, literally everyone.
Yeah.
All right, best voice actor performance in English: Billy Kametz as Naofumi from The Rising of the Shield Hero, Kyle McCarley as Shigeo Mob Kazugeyama from Mob Psycho 102, Laura Bailey as Tohru Honda from Fruits Basket, Erica Mendez as Retsuko from Agretsuko Season 2, Faye Mata as Aqua from Konosuba, God's Blessing of This Wonderful World, Casey Mongulo as Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
And I think this one we care about way less because I don't feel like we know any of these dubs.
I feel like I care about this way more.
Shut up. Just because you speak the language. No, this is one like I have listened to the dub for Shield Hero. And I remember not being a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
I've heard some dubs for Mob. It's okay, but a lot of these shows that are on Crunchyroll are subbed. So I just have to stick with them subbed.
And here's the thing that I'm just going to say. Because Season 2 of Konosuba's dub is coming out soon. There was clips posted of that, and I think they even played an ad during the Crunchyroll Awards. And Faye Mata as Aqua from Konosuba, She is working really hard for a character who her voice shouldn't be a part of. Like, her voice should be a part of a bunch of other characters, but it sounds like it's coming out of something that should not sound that way. It sounds fucked up, and she was voted for it, and I'm sure she does a great job with what she has.
Is that the one that won?
But no.
Okay.
But when I heard it, I was very surprised, and that is the only one that I've heard out of all of these.
Okay, yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up, because I know you haven't heard anything other than what you just said, too.
Those last two, yeah.
So Billy Comet says Naofumi from The Rising of the Shield Hero wound up winning, which honestly, neither of us have an opinion, so there it is.
I remember my only opinion from like the 20 minutes I listened to a dubbed episode was all the side characters sound really basic, you know? Like my biggest issue was like they're talking to the blacksmith guy and I go, yeah, he just sounds like some basic dude and not like a cool blacksmith like you should, you know? I was like,
you know, it's a really weird thing where like these people are working really hard and they're doing what they can, but I feel like the American voice acting studios are so much different than the Japanese voice acting studios that you can't get that same level of character quality out of the English voice actors consistently.
Yeah, I think it's harder, especially with, you know, them being on such a strict schedule. Sometimes they only have like about a week, maybe two to work on something because of simuldubs and stuff.
I mean, we'll watch a bunch of like animated stuff. We watch tons of animation just in general, and there are great voice actors in all different kinds of shows. And I'm sure that they are great in these anime doing the dubs, but for me, it doesn't cut it a lot of the time.
Yeah. Especially since we just watched a lot of subs. Like,
yeah,
we're not going to go then back and then watch it dubbed.
Nah, it's a little bit weird. But hey, we're going to move on to Best Comedy. Kaguya-sama Love is War, Agretsuko Season 2, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, Isekai Quartet, My Roommate is a Cat, and Sarazan Mai. Now you might be thinking, My Roommate is a Cat wasn't really a comedy. That was a little bit dramatic,
was
right?
Sarazan Mai also a comedy?
Sarazan Mai seems pretty dramatic too. It had some goofy ass moments.
Yes,
but
stuff got sucked out of buttholes, yes.
But there were for sure some like really interesting topics in that.
There was like, you know, fucking cripple boy, fucking transgenders, fucking best friend being in love with fucking other best friend.
And it wasn't jokes.
Children killing another man with a gun.
Not a joke.
These were all very serious things.
My brother's a drug dealer kind of thing. Like, okay, yeah. None of them were jokes.
My neighbor's my roommate's a drug dealer. The anime.
That's essentially what it was. Kaguya-sama Love is War wound up winning. Which, yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm not a big fan of any of these shows. Sarazan Mai, I fucking loved the animation, but I stopped watching it because it was a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I know people like this Love is War show a lot. I didn't really like it. I didn't think it was that funny or entertaining. But I mean, I think I've come to realize that I don't really watch funny things all that much.
I don't watch. It's fucked up because I fucking love comedy so much, but it turns out you only like certain comedy a lot.
Yeah, I think
comedy's super subjective.
I think so. Yeah, I think comedy's one of the hardest things to nail. Like making something scary, I feel like is pretty easy. Making something funny is like really hard, I feel like.
I watch a lot of funny things. Kaguya-sama didn't hit those points for me. You know what should have been on here and wasn't?
I don't know.
Man, it's the Chaos Girls show that I fucking loved. Daily Lives of High School Girls show. You know?
Yeah, no, that show was on the Powerhouse Anime. They're not getting any love.
Yeah, man. Well, Maidens got love, and I thought that show fucking crushed it with being so ridiculous.
I think Maidens is way better than the other show.
Yeah, I think that they were two different tiers for sure.
Yeah, like top tier and then bottom tier.
Top tier and like right below that. You know, it's fine. It's a good time. No, you just don't like comedy, that's all.
I just don't, I don't, I love love. I don't love comedy.
So you should have loved Kaguya-sama Love is War.
No, because it wasn't funny.
Best Fantasy. You want to move on?
Yes, we go.
Good. Best Fantasy. The Promised Neverland. Sentence of a Bookworm. Astro Lost in Space. Attack on Titan Season 3. Demon Slayer. Kimetsu no Yaiba. And Sarazan Mai. The Promised Neverland won.
Yeah, this one's like one of those like catch-alls. Like fantasy can be like something very
pretty
broad,
much anything,
right? Yeah. So I'm glad Promised Neverland won. It's a great show. So
I think it works for Best Fantasy. I think A Sentence of a Bookworm needed to get recognized in more topics.
Best antagonist.
More subjects. Yeah, best antagonist.
Best score.
Economy? Is that what it is? Social structure? Yeah. I don't really know. Yeah. Promised Neverland was fucking good. Lost in Space, I wouldn't have called it a fantasy because, it's space and future and sci-fi
future.
is kind of a different problem.
I think that would be understandable. Hey, they didn't have a sci-fi category though. I'm surprised they don't have just like a fucking what's it called? Isekai category. They should just make one and throw everything in there.
Next one is best isekai.
Is it really?
No.
Because I was like, I don't remember.
Absolutely not. No. But I do think that out of best fantasy, they've got a lot of good contenders. But Promised Neverland is one of the best shows. And it's a new world. Like Attack on Titan season 3 was so intriguing, and you wanted to know so many details in season 1, and then by the season 3 finale, you know a lot of shit.
I'm pretty used to the world of
exactly,
Attack on
and
Titan
you're like,
now.
Nothing really surprises me as much as before, but I want to see more of it.
At first, I was very scared of the fucking Attack on Titan world. Now I'm like, yeah, you get eaten by a Titan. What's the big diff?
It's just what happens. And now you find out, you know what? If you get eaten, sometimes good shit happens.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
Who fucking knows?
Or you're just eaten.
Yeah, whatever. But The Promised Neverland is something that unfolds in a really slow, meticulous way, and it builds into something totally new, and it fucks with you big time in good ways. Season 2 is going to be insane, and it's going to get even more into fantasy stuff. So I feel like this was a really good preemptive vote too, because I don't think it's going to win best fantasy in the future, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Best drama. Vinland Saga, Babylon, Carole and Tuesday, Fruits Basket, Stars Align, and The Promised Neverland.
Whoa, Stars Align made the cut, huh?
Yeah, man. Stars Align made the cut.
Oh, that's my vote.
Okay.
They didn't win. I'll say that right now.
No, they sure didn't. Vinland Saga won.
Bullshit. Fucking, I want to recount.
Did you finish it?
What? Vinland Saga?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well.
Shut up. I finished Stars Align, though. It was really good.
You should have finished Vinland Saga too, man.
No, I don't care.
All I'm saying is I think that it's appropriate for winning this category. They did such a good job with the second half of the first season where it really dives into the backstory of Askeladd. What?
For a second, I forgot what the topic was. And I was like, best sport. I was like, how the fuck did Vinland Saga win best sport? And I was like, oh.
Where are you, dude?
And I go, hold on.
I love it.
I'm like, it's not fantasy. We just did that. It was drama. I was like, yes, yes, this is making more sense. But I was like, yeah, I mean, Vinland Saga is kind of a sport. Murdering other people.
Vikings a sport. Yeah, but it dives into a lot of backstory that's pretty dramatic into this whole who do we convince, who to side with? Are we going to get religious? Are we going to regicide?
It's just an epilogue.
You would fucking it's not an epilogue.
It's the other one.
It's a prologue.
It's a prologue. It's just a prologue.
You would have fucking loved where it heads.
I'll watch it. Just shut up. Leave me alone.
Only because of one thing that you specifically love and say a lot that happens.
Lesbians.
No.
Is it lesbians?
Dude, you're going to fucking love... Get this. Lesbians, dude. You're like, I'm in. Sign me the fuck up. No, it's another thing that you say a lot more, but you don't say as much anymore because you don't have as many opportunities to say it, but it's fine. Those of you that know what happens near the end.
Regicide. Oh, it's regicide. Nailed it.
It's a little bit of regicide. You're like, yep, I do say that. I used to say it more.
What are the words I say a lot? I say regicide almost every day. That's a good word. We should use it more often.
So anyways, that was pretty dramatic. Spoilers, I guess, whatever. We're going to get on to the best intro and outro sequences.
Okay.
So, best opening sequence. 99.9 by Mob Choir featuring Sanjo Nohana from Mob Psycho 102. Kiss Me by NaiBR.XX and Selena Ann from Carole and Tuesday.
It's a good one.
Kawaki wo Omeku from Minami from Domestic Girlfriend.
I don't know if I remember that intro.
Shows that it didn't win, huh? Inferno by Mrs. Green Apple for Fire Force.
That was a
Touch Off by Overworld for The Promised Neverland.
That was a good intro.
Yeah, that was a good intro. Mukanjo by Survive Said the Prophet for Vinland Saga.
That's a good intro. Oh, there's some pretty good intros here.
There's some good ones. But your favorite one.
Damn it. I refuse to pick. I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing.
99.9 by Mob Choir featuring Sajo no Hana.
Is that what won?
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, though, Kiss Me, I fucking love that song.
Man. It's such a good song.
But the thing is, the animation's better than the song, and the outro fucks way harder than the intro. Okay. As far as songs go.
Okay, if we're going, Kiss Me, the song is really good. The animation, the intro, the visual part of it is so good.
So good.
Okay, it's really good. The outro for that Carole and Tuesday.
The song is so good. It's so good.
It's so good, Trip. But the visuals are boring as
Is it there?
Fuck.
Are there visuals?
It just fucking change. It's clothing changes and walking. It's not as good as fucking the outro to fucking what was it called? Not Durarara, not Dororo. It's the other one.
There's another one?
The fucking rock one where they cut their blood. The fucking what was that one called?
Fuck, now I can't remember it. I just know the fucking.
What's that one
Everybody
called?
crazy now.
Kokoku.
Wow, that was hard to think of. I don't know why.
It's not as bad as that outro where it's just the main character for some reason like wearing her panties.
That song is so good too, but that outro sucks.
You're right.
The song's so good.
Voting for best intro and outro goes to Kokoku.
Best scene transition, best midway point transition.
Yeah, pretty good, man.
Koku.
Is that as good as that? That's better than the Plus Ultra fucking from.
It's so good.
All right, I'm happy Mob Psycho won, but those were some really good fucking stuff
contenders.
In there.
And then we're gonna go for the best ending sequence. We have Chikato Chika Chika Heart by Konomi Kohara from Kaguya-sama Love is War. Hold Me Now by NaiBR.XX and Selena Ann from Carole and Tuesday. Sayonara Goko by Amazarashi for Dororo. Veil by Kana Suda for Fire Force. Stand By Me by the Peggies from Sarazan Mai. And Torches by Aimer for Vinland Saga.
Okay.
Wow, they have so many good ones, but it's not fair, dude. It's like literally not fair.
Okay.
It's so not fair.
Here's the thing.
What's the thing, man?
When your entire budget goes to the outro, how does that not win?
Well, I have a surprise for you.
Fuck you. I know that one.
Yeah, I did.
Absolutely. There's no way that didn't
win. The fucking Chica dance one. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. It's one of the best looking things I've ever seen in my life.
It took the world by storm. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking grandparents were talking about it. Just fucking showing their nieces, great nephews, or whatever. Like,
and you know the most fucked up thing? It was just one. It was just one fucking episode.
One time, yeah. They couldn't afford to put in any more. Look, I'll tell you this. That was a really good outro with a really good song. It's so much fun. But there's also a lot of really good ones. The outro to fucking Stars on My was so cool. And they have like the little fucking
so
impose into the real world and stuff.
It's so good. It's like I voted for that. Listen, man.
That was
oh my god. The Peggies crush it.
And we just talked about Carole and Tuesday's outro. It's funny that we care so much about intros and outros and everything else. We're just like, fucking whatever.
But my fucking heart throbs for these outros. I'm like, Chica Dance won without a doubt, but I'm so pissed because everything else was really good too.
It just upsets me. It's a part of such a show I don't care anything about.
I know, right? I think that's probably the most upsetting part is you're like, I recognize it for what it is and it absolutely deserves to win. And there's nothing that would be better. But it's the whole fucking Kanye thing again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to let you finish.
Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
God, dude. Honestly, it's frustrating because I love Torches by Aimer. I love the Dororo outros. I mean, I think I voted for a Dororo outro maybe for like my favorite of the year.
Damn it. I got the Size of Mars song stuck in my head.
It's so good. All
right, man. That's a great way. Are we done?
And then they finished the stream with a couple of more awkward moments. And let me just, before we actually end the episode, there's one moment in the Crunchyroll Awards that's my favorite moment, and I hope you got to see it, where they were talking a little bit about Carole and Tuesday and how like interesting the world was. Maybe it was during Best Director. I don't remember exactly. And Carole and Tuesday did not win, but they were like gushing about it a little bit, whoever was up as a presenter. And then the host is like, yeah, make sure to watch like all your anime on Crunchyroll.com. And the guy's like, except for Carole and Tuesday because it's not on Crunchyroll. And he's like, okay, next topic. Let's go.
Because he can't, yeah.
It was so funny. It also felt pretty natural of being like, oh, except for, just a little anime we've been talking about called Carole and Tuesday. And the guy's like, oh, fuck, I did not know that. Let's just fucking go on to the next one.
It could also be like
really cleanly like transitioned because he's the fucking professional.
It could also be like, yeah, but I'm paid by Crunchyroll to talk about how great they are.
I mean, that's the way it was, but also like a little bit of like, whoopsie daisy, but also like, I'm doing my job fucking good right now. And he seamlessly transitioned. So not only was it a good, like, little funny moment between like, watch it all on Crunchyroll. Well, this one's not actually on Crunchyroll. So
shut the fuck up before I suplex you.
Yikes, let's fucking move. Yeah. It was great. He realized he fucked up. So he's like, eek, let's go. It was great, but he wasn't like, it didn't feel awkward. And that's something that fucking blew me away. That the most awkward moment in it, I didn't feel like it was awkward because
it felt real.
Yeah, he handled himself really well, and it was just a funny exchange versus like trying to be funny. That was just like a whoops. Yeah, the guys up there like, I mean,
come on. Well, that's the show. That was us talking about the Crunchyroll awards that came out.
It sure was. And honestly, it's great that it was driven by the community. Otherwise, I would definitely be upset with some choices. But you can't be upset when it's just the community voting because it just shows you what most fucking anime fans are going to vote for. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't vote for anything in the Crunchyroll Awards, know that they come around every year. Check them out next year. Have your vote heard.
It's cool to see how tastes change also like throughout the years. Like some years this is super big, other years this is super big. Like great, mm-hmm. It's fine. And like I said, it is fucking community driven. A lot of it is popularity. So if the thing that you liked the best didn't win, don't beat yourself up about it. It's still the thing you like the best could probably still be the best. So,
and what I think is really interesting is that even though My Hero Academia aired during fall 2019, they didn't include any of that because it's still continuing on right now, which is weird. But it wasn't included in category when beforehand My Hero's always the one that like. It just fucking dominates, and it's so irritating.
People always say, is it it's the My Hero Awards, or this year people like it's the Demon Slayer Awards. Like it is what it is. There's obviously going to be whatever's most popular is going to have the most things in there. That's just how that's what happens.
And for me, it's Promised Neverland.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that some things that I would have picked have won, other things that I would have picked won. Doesn't matter.
Definitely didn't need all of them. The important one though is that we got Raftalia to win. So.
No, man, I'm really happy about Mob Psycho winning Best Animation. And
that's awesome.
That's the only one. Like, cool. That's the one I cared about.
So thank you guys so much for sticking around. Next week we are going to be talking about the movie of Violet Evergarden. Most people aren't going to be able to see it. You might be able to go and see it tonight if you head out right away.
Yeah, let us know. We'll see you there. Save us a seat.
Yeah, I'm happy that the Crunchyroll Awards are getting better. That's my final thought.
And and then I hope that they keep continuing to get better. So we'll see you next year for the next year's Crunchyroll Awards, and we'll give it another fucking lashing.
Yeah,
or praising. Who knows, right?
Whatever, both. Why not?
For sure. Okay, so that's the episode. If you like our logo, hit up Erin from TurbyTops.com, even though she doesn't post there anymore. If you like our theme song, check out Tom Master on SoundCloud and YouTube. Trip, where can you find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instagram Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at InstaRamenPod. Shoot us an email, InstaRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you think about the Crunchyroll Awards. Tell us if you want us to host our own awards and fly in the president of Wit Studio.
No, let's fly in the fucking the professional wrestler. I want to talk to him.
Yeah, let's fly him in.
You didn't fucking know that this shit was on Netflix?
We have such a small airport here. We can't fly people in.
Absolutely we can.
But their jets are too big.
Whoa.
We have enough for like a 2-person plane.
All right, well, that's the wrestler and the guy that did the Chica dance. Specifically the guy that did the Chica dance.
Yeah, the guy.
That's sexist of me. The person who did the Chica dance.
No.
The guy?
Yeah, the guy.
All right, cool. All right.
Just because I say things like doesn't mean that I actually feel that way.
That's fine, Trip. I want you to say where we can go.
You could go away from me forever. Fuck you.
Send us an email if some of the things that you wanted to win won, and if they didn't, also send us an email.
Don't send me an email. I don't fucking want to hear from you.
God, that's so mean. That's what we say at the end of every episode.
No, I really appreciate you guys for listening. I don't know. Sometimes you just get in the mood, dude.
All right, man. Well, this is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.